The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Crazy story. Senior citizens are now catching STDs at a record rate. That's true. What the hell was that? They're delighted by that story.
Yeah. Grandma's getting gonorrhea.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. If all the seniors in town are at a meeting, that means that when the meeting gets out...
every senior in town will be driving home
at the same time. Oh my God.
Hey, I guess they're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
Happy National Senior Citizens Day.
Showtime.
Is it Senior Citizens Day?
It sure as heck is.
You ready to
That'll
roll
give
there?
you a discount at the state fair. Too bad it hasn't started yet.
Senior citizens. I hope to be there someday.
Yeah,
You know
we're
what I'm
getting
saying?
close, aren't we?
I hope to be there someday.
Me too.
Are you ready, Josh?
I'm ready.
Live broadcast? It ain't going to mean a damn thing to me without your blessing.
I'd like yours in return.
Fair enough. Here we go then. Welcome to the Half-Ass Morning Show, 93X Half-Ass Morning Show, Monday morning. The smell of the weekend still pouring off of us. You want to know what I was just looking at, Josh?
What's that?
I was fingering through a rundown of the 93X merchandise that will be up for sale at the State Fair later this week.
I can't find the email they sent us on it. Do we have a dog shirt?
Yes.
We do. Okay, because I saw a shirt on a dog, and I didn't know if that was just a regular T-shirt or made for dogs.
Yep, it's made for dogs.
Nice. Have we had that before?
I don't believe so.
I don't know what the hell anyone's talking about.
I think I would have a few if we did.
We have in the past, and possibly even this time around, we're going to sell a shirt that you pull over the top of a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like this year we are. I don't know if we have in the past.
F me. Every year around this time, somebody or another asks me if do you guys still broadcast live from the fair? And thankfully the answer is no. And we haven't for many years. But the members of this here radio show will all collectively be making an appearance out there at the State Fair setup at our booth this Friday from 10 to noon. And if you have the time and you can come say hello this Friday, next Friday too, but we can deal with that next week. If you can come to see us, again, starting at 10 a.m., if you can come say hello, I can't stress this enough. Don't be a cheap ass. Buy something.
Wow.
Be prepared to spend some money at our merchandise booth. I mean, what do you think? We fight traffic and street criminals, tooth and nail, all the way to St. Paul to shake hands and get dragged into selfies? Hell no. We want your money. Be prepared to buy something.
Nothing.
Yeah,
No,
I don't really care. It's not like we get a cut of it.
No, you gotta buy something. What do you mean? What did you just say?
We don't get a cut of the sales of it, so I don't care.
Oh, Dana, you are so naive. Maybe you don't get a cut of it. Some of us do.
There is some cool stuff on there.
Yeah, I'm impressed with this year's lineup.
I don't. So on the website, I don't see the dog T-shirt, but I saw like on social media some dog T-shirts. That's what I'm wondering. So you sure they're actually for dogs, Ashley, and not just little T-shirts?
Yeah, I thought I saw them unless they were the baby onesies.
They gotta
and
be
I thought they were
modified-
the kid.
Modified baby onesies.
Dog ones.
I know we've had baby onesies in the past.
Oh yeah, we have
Yeah.
those here. That's what it must have been then.
I've been bamboozled.
Because my wife was excited about getting a dog T-shirt
So was I.
for her.
Oh,
Yeah, she likes to wear dog clothes. It's kind of
good for her.
So no dog T-shirt.
As I was looking through what we'll be selling at the fair, I like the looks of this Now, help me out, because I forget. This T-shirt here that I'm looking at that supposedly will be hanging in our merch booth at the fair, you can take a magic marker and write on it, and you can identify who you are amongst our listeners. What I mean by that is it's one of those, on the front of the T-shirt, it's one of those "Hello, my name is" type cards that you might get at a convention or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like one of those stickers you put on your shirt.
Or a class reunion, yes, a sticker. And on the front of the shirt, it says, "Hello, my name is blank Jesus or blank Sheeses." And it appears, tell me if I'm wrong, that you can go ahead and write out who you are on your shirt so folks know who they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think that's going to be.
This is a long time coming.
We've been trying to,
in some way or some fashion or another.
Yeah,
they've been wanting to do this.
That's beautiful.
I really hope some of the people with some of the more filthy and creative Jesus names go ahead and buy the shirt and write their Jesus name on and wear it around in public.
The key is,
it'd be a shame if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Step one, though, Dana. Step one is buy the shirt.
Okay, now I do want people to. I changed my tune.
Right.
Buy the damn shirts.
Buy the shirt, and then you can. I think that's going to come off like a lot of fun to see folks walking around the fair with their Jesus or Sheeses name, filthy or not, displayed for everyone to see.
Dude's just wearing a blood fart Jesus shirt while he's eating a corn dog.
That's what came to mind for me first. That's exactly what came to mind. There will be some broadcasting out there. Pablo, he'll be out there during the week, 2 to 7 p.m. And then Corey Taylor.
Dude, I saw that.
Slipknot's going to be out there on Monday.
I might have to go on Monday now.
You're not going on Monday.
Oh, I think I might. I would love to meet Corey Taylor.
Yeah, you're not going.
I mean, Pablo's going to meet him. Well, who's to say that you're going to meet him?
I don't know. I would just go out there and meet him.
Pablo hangs out with all the rock stars. Well, rock stars get up in the afternoon. That helps. But Gavin Rossdale of Bush, he was out there last year. Boy, he drew a big crowd, didn't he?
Yeah, huge.
Monday at the fair, Corey Taylor of Slipknot hanging out with Pablo, huh?
Very cool.
Nice.
Slipknot, Corey Taylor, and Stone Sour.
Sure.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
Well, there you go. It also says here, now all I have in front of me are the T-shirts that will be up for sale, but it says here we will also have baseball caps, and I love baseball caps. Winter hats, like a damn, how do we say it around here? A stocking cap is what I call it.
I like the winter hat. I mean, I want to see what it looks like in person. I might buy one of these suckers.
Flags, like full-size flags you can put on a flagpole.
That's pretty fun.
Bottle openers. Says here the sturdy pro ones that bartenders use.
Nice. Yeah, that matters. Okay.
And then something else that I like to keep on hand at damn near all times, koozies. I got a few drawers full of koozies that would knock your socks off.
Yeah, you got a lot of those.
So here we go.
I have exactly 0.
Oh, I have so many. I don't have anywhere to put them. I find them everywhere around my house.
We have, they're also selling a rally towel. I have a feeling I know what that's going to be used for.
Oh
no. We can change the name.
A rally towel, like you swing around at the ball game?
Yeah, it just looks like a hand towel.
What the hell?
Somebody's going to masturbate
That is 100% accurate.
into that towel.
Oh, my God. That changed things right there.
Thursday, she fires up. Friday, we'll be there. Who am I kidding? A lot of us aren't even going to live to see Friday. It's going to be 100 degrees on Wednesday. There won't be many of us left by Friday.
Messed up.
So there you go.
All the stuff's on 93x.com.
Oh, really?
If you want to get a heads up on, if you're interested in any of the merchandise. The high-vis tee, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that neon yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Nice.
We have what's called the purple skull tee. It appears to be wearing some sort of Vikings horns of some sort. Of course, referring to the Vikings that would plunder. That's the kind we're talking about here.
I see a basketball jersey.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Not that I need one. Josh just presented me with my early birthday present. Look
I
at
was
that.
wondering what you were looking at over there.
Yeah, well, mind your business. But what
That's
I was
true.
looking
Mind your
at,
business.
what I was looking at was my early birthday present from Josh. It's an Anthony Edwards Timberwolves jersey.
That is really cool.
Thanks, Cubby.
You got it.
It's last year's City Edition jersey, the
I
white
love that
jersey
look.
with the colorful vibe on the front. I like that look, too, and I appreciate it very much.
I was telling you guys the other day, I think we talked about this on air. I bought it 2 days before Anthony Edwards changed his number from 1 to 5. And I'm like, God, I think he'd still want it.
Oh, absolutely.
I jinxed it somehow.
Like I mentioned, it shows he's been down since day one, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's,
You know what else
he's
is-
not a new fan now that he's blowing up even more than normal. You know, you can show that, hey, I've been down with Anthony since day one.
Shoot, I wonder if I could return it and get it for half
I was
price
gonna say,
now
you're
or
probably
something.
get a discount on it now.
I'm not too sure if this old number 1 jersey will now be discounted. Is that how it works? That's probably how it works.
Yeah, usually.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a hell of a deal. What happened over the weekend? Somebody tell me a story. Anything
Nobody?
happening?
I got a house.
Whoa!
Yeah, me and my boyfriend finally got a house. That's
no.
exciting.
Oh, no.
So that'll happen in like the next month or so.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what's the next step? They accepted your offer.
Yep. Now we have today. There's the inspection.
Oh,
That's the part that matters. Yeah.
what are they going to find?
I don't know. I hope nothing. I really like this house.
Here's the good news. The inspection we did found nothing. So we were pretty excited about that. Day 2, we needed a new furnace. The first summer, the air conditioner could not be repaired. We had a fireplace that also could not be repaired that went out. We had a ton of stucco damage, and we needed a bunch of new windows. Congratulations on the new house.
Yeah,
Nice work.
When we bought a place, we again, like Josh, the inspection, the guy's like, hey, everything's great. This place is perfect. We move in, an entire wall didn't have electricity. Like, none of the outlets work. So I called an electrician. The guy comes over and goes, huh? I got no idea, man. I have no clue. I've never seen anything like this. I can't fix it. That'll be $700 just for me coming out to tell you that I can't fix this. Like, great.
Josh, why doesn't anyone ever listen to us or take our advice?
I don't know.
You went and bought a house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you get what you deserve.
Hey, right now with the cost of renting, it is cheaper for us to own a house together. Much cheaper.
Okay.
What about renting together?
Oh, yeah, I guess we could. No, 3 dogs.
Just
Three
wait.
dogs makes that
just
really
wait.
hard.
You call it cheaper now. Just wait.
It's cheaper on paper until all these unexpected expenses come and bite you in the
Right.
butt.
You're going to end up hating being a homeowner just like Josh and
I
I
was
do.
a homeowner at one point.
Well,
I lived in Deer Park. I
okay.
loved it. Nothing ever went wrong.
Right. Just wait.
Well, you had a relationship fail at that house.
Yeah, that was just a
Right.
relationship
That went
problem.
I mean, nothing went wrong aside from the fact that where are you living if you're comfortable giving out that information? Oh, this is going to upset us too, isn't it, Josh?
Probably. It's a big enough city. Coon Rapids.
Oh, my God! Oh, no!
That's brutal. That's where a lot of my friends are from.
There's no bigger insult than you could say about a city than a lot of Waffle's friends are from there.
Well, I mean, maybe it's not as bad as you guys are letting on. Had you put an offer in on a house anywhere else?
Yeah, for Blaine. We tried for Blaine.
Oh, my God!
It's a really, really good school district and stuff like that.
Did you look anywhere in Minnesota?
Yeah, we looked at like Apple Valley, Forest Lake,
Oh,
White
my
Bear
God.
Lake, Egan.
I thought you put in an offer on another one. Where was that?
I think that one was in Blaine, or maybe it wasn't.
No, Burnsville.
Burnsville. Yeah, thank you. I can't remember. There's been so many.
They're on opposite ends of the hemisphere.
Yeah, there was like a certain, like we wanted to be at least 30 minutes from the city, but not more than 40 kind of vibe.
You haven't named any towns.
Hey, we looked in Wayzata.
Now we're talking.
But the problem there is that when we found a house that was in our budget, it was all, like, you look inside of the house and it just looked so old.
It worked again.
I love how she looked up
Our
at
Wayzata gimmick worked again. She did what, Wapple?
She looked up at, like, by the northern 35W split.
W.
Yeah.
And then she looked at the southern
Yeah.
Burnsville split.
Yeah, you sure did.
She covered all of 35E and 35W.
Oh, here's one for you, Ashley.
Oh, my God.
Tell Ashley my property taxes just jumped up this year $600 a month. Welcome to owning a house. That's the other thing, is that you think you know what your payment's going to be until the county assessor says your house is worth way more than you could ever sell it for, and your taxes go up.
You
I just
sound
went
like
through
you're
the same
really
thing.
mad about the county assessor.
Well, you've done it all wrong.
I had never in my life once challenged it. I just figured it was too much work, whatever. But this year I did because it was out of control. And I went through the process. You know, they have a whole process set up. Hey, if you disagree, cool, just let us know, and maybe we can work something out. I got the documentation showing, no, it's crazy. We couldn't sell it. We couldn't sell it for that. Didn't appreciate that much. And the guy's at first like, well, send me all you got. I did. He's like, all right, I'll review it. He said he reviewed it, and he's like, yeah, I'm pretty good with what I came up with. But I'd be happy to come out there and take a look. And just so you know, if you've done any improvements, it could raise the amount that I assess your house at. So I read between the lines where he's saying, F you, a-hole. If you have me out there, I'm raising your taxes again.
Yup. Oh, gosh.
Welcome to owning a house.
meanie.
What a nightmare.
I'm surprised you checked the school district. Anything you want to tell us?
Yeah,
No.
that was
A lot of people are
me,
texting
too.
that too.
I mean, I'd never considered that until my wife and I got married and she came with 2 kids. And so then we considered, we better move to a good school district.
No, it's more of like I want to be in this house for a while, and I do eventually want to have kids. So, I mean, whether or not he's the one that lives with me or not, you know.
When you said school district, my first thought I was like, oh, Ashley's going to go back to high school and finally finish. That'd be. That's wonderful for you. I'm very happy.
Well, good school district usually means like a better neighborhood, like a family neighborhood.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
that vibe. I want trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Actually, our last place had none, and this place has some, so that's cool.
Well, we warned you. You didn't listen. Now you're just going to have to suck it up. Suck up the misery. We'll be here for support. We
Thank
will.
you. Thank
We
you.
will.
Of course we will.
We'll be here for support.
I'm psyched because I have one of those convection ovens.
I have
They're
no
like
idea
good
what that
for
means.
baking and stuff. It's basically like an air fryer, but like in an oven form. It makes stuff like crispier, nicer. The air flows like around the oven.
That's adorable.
Wapple gets it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I would have just bought an air fryer, not a house.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be a lot cheaper. I don't think Waffle gets it like you thought he would. It sounds like Waffle had a more practical idea.
Yeah, it would take more than whatever a convection oven is to bring me to Coon Rapids.
End Dump Jesus said his taxes went up $2,000 3 months after moving in. Jeez. Dairy farming, sheet metal, banging your mom, Jesus. He owns a farm by Buffalo. His taxes, $40,000 a year.
Holy cow.
How is that
You must have
possible?
a sweet farm.
Oi.
There you go. Well, that is big news.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, Ashley.
Thanks, Dana.
Yeah, we all are, obviously.
Owning a house, build some equity.
Build some equity.
We all are obvious.
You know, I owned a home in 2008, and I thought, wow, I'm going to build some equity. Way to go, Ashley.
That's a hell of a deal. Hey, you know what the hell we got going on today as far as giveaways, Josh?
Tell me about it.
We got tickets to Guar.
Boy, they've been here. Like, it hasn't even been a year since they've been here
I
last.
feel like that was like 6 months ago.
It was Halloween, wasn't it? Right around Halloween?
Yep.
For many years, they were always here around Halloween, and now it says here they're coming to town. What the hell, Monday?
Yeah, we did that concert where they sacrificed a listener.
Oh,
that's right.
I missed that listener. That was stupid. We shouldn't have done that. We don't have the ratings to be killing off listeners. I mean, hindsight, of course. At the time, it seemed like a great idea.
I missed that guy, too. He was a nice guy.
He was awesome.
But he stepped up, and he got sacrificed by Guar. They're coming back to town Monday. We got Twins tickets. We got some things going on around here. Oh, wow. But 100 degrees by Wednesday.
That's ridiculous.
That is.
I guess I'll just continue my streak of not going outside, even if it's like 85 degrees.
Yep. Easy.
Doesn't really change my life too much.
I've had enough.
Oh, I went to the zoo yesterday. It was a hot one there. They have that new treetop thing. You guys been there yet?
Not
I
yet.
don't know what it means to be a treetop thing.
Yeah, they put up. It's called like a tree top trail.
And it's basically just like a walking trail, but it's above all of the animals, so you're like looking down on them. You feel superior. It feels good.
A walking trail. Let's go there on Wednesday. When it's going to be 100 degrees.
It's 1.25 miles.
Yeah, they built it on the old monorail track.
Yep.
Get the hell out of here.
Ah, you're at my former employer, huh?
Yeah, it does. Like I said, you do kind of feel more powerful looking down on the tiger from that far up.
Well.
Look at how small you are.
Did you spit on it?
No, never.
Good.
But
You're a good person.
He looked so happy. He was chilling.
That's right. You used to work at the zoo, huh, Dana?
Yeah. Well, they called it maintenance, but I basically just drove a golf cart around and scooped up all the trash, grabbed all the trash bags out.
What about turds? Did you scoop turds?
Didn't have to do any turd scooping, no. No, they didn't let me in the animal pit.
Oh, no? You didn't get to feed the penguins?
What's that?
You didn't get to feed the penguins or anything?
I got to feed the giraffes. That was always fun.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I fed the giraffes at the Como Zoo with my mouth.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
Was this allowed, or?
Yeah, it was part of working with Wapple when I was actually scooping up poop.
I don't recall that. You fed a giraffe straight out your mouth, like regurgitated something, or
No, I had
baby bird.
I had like a romaine lettuce, and I put it in my mouth, and then he came up and ate it.
Did you get a little tongue?
No, I wish.
I'll
They have
be
massive
damned.
tongues.
Yeah, they do.
I'll be damned. A lot of text messages are coming in from homeowners who hate their life.
Someone brought up a good point, Ashley. You'll probably have a lot of home improvement projects you're not expecting, right? And he said, it's great for relationships.
We got to tear out a wall.
We can barely afford this.
Right. We can barely afford this, but we got to tear out a wall, and then we're done with that. We got to tear out all the how do you call that? The water pipes. We got to tear those out.
Are you sure
It's
you're taking
great
down the wall right?
Say what?
Are you sure you're taking down the wall right there, Stan?
That is going to be weird because in my last relationship, I was with somebody that did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was never a fight because I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, whatever you do your thing.
That's a great point. It's great for relationships.
My dad better be available this time around.
Is he pretty good at that stuff?
Yeah, that's what he did for a living. So
I don't own a home. I rent, but I'm getting a dose of it because my girlfriend owns a home. So like this weekend, I was on wasp duty. Had to go out there to double barrel a couple cans of Raid on a few hornets' nests. That was kind of exciting.
You took care of that?
Yeah, I did.
How'd that go? Did you get stung?
They're gone. No, I took care of it.
I was so nervous for you, dude.
I know.
I got chased by a wasp yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, 3 miles. This thing,
dude, you can run 3 miles?
Yeah. I can when a wasp is chasing me. I forgot about something else, Ashley. We found out above our bathroom and our bedroom, there was absolutely no insulation. That was fun.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Have fun with this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good luck for you.
I do remember when I got the house in Deer Park, I noticed it was really hot upstairs. And I was like, what is going on? Oh, the vents must be closed. And then I learned that there was not a single vent upstairs. And I was like, how did the inspector not realize that there wasn't AC upstairs?
Well, good for you. I mean, what you're going to spend like $400 and some bucks on this inspection?
$425.
Yep, there you go.
I'll do it for 100.
You'll get the same result.
I love that. Dude, I love the email he sent. Like, inspectors are just something else. They're just on a different world.
I think we just got a bad one. I know there's some really good ones out there.
He said that he's going to treat it like it's his own.
Oh, that's what they always say.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there we go. It's a whole new chapter in your life.
Living in the suburbs. Never done that.
You never lived in the suburbs?
Well, I guess I've with my
only
parents,
lived in the
but
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't really consider that suburby.
You
There
lived in
wasn't,
Minneapolis for,
kids
like, 9
biking
months.
around and stuff. Is
Wait
that
a
the
minute now.
suburbs?
What? Wait a minute now. You grew up where?
I grew up in Maplewood, but it wasn't like I don't know.
That's a suburb.
Yeah.
It wasn't like what I saw in the movies, and I didn't like that.
Just let it go. You got to let it go. Living in the suburbs, that's going to be new, you said 45 seconds ago.
And you lived in Minneapolis 9 months out of your life?
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't walk around out there, so I wouldn't consider it a suburb.
Do you know what a suburb is?
I think of like the Hallmark movie, like like the kids growing up and like that kind
You're
of
thinking
vibe,
like a stereotypical television.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A city surrounding like a Minneapolis or a St. Paul would be a suburb.
Yeah, okay.
Like I live in a St. Paul suburb.
Yeah, I just mean like the typical, like the movie scene.
The
type
stress
vibe.
is getting to you and you haven't even moved in yet.
Yeah, I think your brain stopped working.
It's going to be a hell of a deal. We appreciate you tuning in here on this Monday morning. Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver will be joining us a little bit later on. We'll try to make it a keeper. We'll be right back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Hey Minnesota, CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace or AC is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey Minnesota, CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace or AC is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X. Introducing Rich Valdez, America at Night, the podcast.
Welcome to the conversation, familia.
A perfect blend of news and entertainment, interviews and insights.
It's really just an expose on how messed up things are.
America's nighttime town hall whenever you want.
It's a huge problem that deserves a lot more attention.
Rich Valdez, America at Night. Follow the podcast wherever you listen. Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh, my God. I just got a text message that says nice things. You want to hear nice things?
Yeah.
Good, because I got it right here. God help us, I wish I could remember who sent this to me. It wasn't catfishing Jesus. He says he's going to run out on Friday and buy one of those 93X basketball jerseys at the State Fair, Josh.
Awesome.
When we're selling
I bet
our
the guns will look pretty sweet.
Yeah, we talked about merch. Here it is. There is no cute Jesus name connected to this text message, but they say I name dropped the Half-Assed Morning Show to Ron Capps.
Oh, he was a fun guest on Friday.
Yesterday in Brainerd, and he says he loves the show and that we are, quote, pretty effing cool.
Oh, wow.
We talked to Ron Capps on Friday. Well, everyone but Ashley.
That was
talked to
rough.
Ron Capps on Friday. And then he won the funny car.
That's just what he does.
How do you call it? Division.
He's awesome on radios on Fridays, and then over the weekend he wins stuff. That's his move.
Ron Capps called me cool.
Ron Capps. It's very nice that he said positive things about us. We love Ron. We've had him on this program for years and years. Congratulations to Ron Capps and his Napa Auto Parts team. Here's the deal. Time for the old stupid news. And we're going to start off with naked people. But it's not the typical naked people story we tell here in the stupid news. Nobody's whacking off in public. Nobody's foaming at the mouth, all gassed up on crack rocks or kicking in anybody's door. I don't know. Maybe because this story comes from British. Maybe they don't have the drug problems we do around here. These naked Brits, they're causing problems at a sunflower farm.
That's a happy place.
Well, sure.
A lot of people take photos. I tell you, seeing senior photos, you see them in sunflower farms. You see a lot of that kind of stuff.
I've never been to one because I have a feeling the bees are going to be outrageous and I will not have a pleasant time.
Guard bees. They're guard bees.
These naked folks in Britain, England, whatever, I don't know, one from the other, They're causing problems at this sunflower farm. The property owners are simply asking these barrel-assed hippies to stop getting naked and then taking naked pictures in their sunflower field. The owners of Stoke Fruit Farm is what they call the joint. They tossed a message out on social media because they saw that too many people are getting ass naked amongst the flowers. Why ruin a picture of a beautiful flower by including a hairy, naked Englishman? Is what I want to know.
I bet they are hairy. I bet you're right on that.
I have a friend that's a photographer, and she definitely has, I can think of the picture. She's in a sunflower field, and she's naked, and she's using the sunflowers to cover up the boobs.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, very artsy.
Oh,
But
yes.
yeah, now that you say that, why is she naked in a field?
I mean, we could look at the photo and tell you how artsy it is if you wanted to share it.
On stupid Facebook, the folks who run the farm said, a reminder to all, we are a family area, and please keep your clothes on in the sunflowers. We are having an increase of reports of naked photography taking place, and this must not happen during our public sessions, please. Word is there have been about 6 incidents of people running around there in the nude since the field opened up for visitors at the end of last month. And you know what the worst part of it is? None of them have been Mandy Rose.
Oh.
None of them. They went ahead and put up no nudity signs around the farm after a couple of children saw dongs swinging and a couple of exposed vaginas. Well, how am I supposed to explain that to my kids? Paying visitors are invited to wander around a massive area of about 50 acres covered by 2 million sunflowers. Cubby's probably thinking, it ain't quite fall colors in Minnesota, but it sounds nice.
It does sound nice. I'm actually trying to think, how would I explain that to my kids? I don't know if I could. I have no idea why that person chose to get naked and take pictures.
That's close enough.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell you.
Why not just say, I don't know.
They were hot.
Sometimes people get friggin' naked. It's about as far as you got to go with that.
It's the honest truth.
Sometimes they do it in public.
Yeah. One visitor said her son stumbled across a woman wearing, quote, just a thong, and the kid didn't know where to look. Well, hell, kid, I can help you with that. Another gal said her kid saw the same thong lady, and that gal said, our son got an eyeful. You should have seen his face. Ass, cheeks, genitalia, nipples, areolas, and sunflowers. A Mexican fella probably should consider himself one of the luckiest pricks of all time. He's alive after being shot in the head at least 2 times. They say here in the story, the bullets ricocheted smooth off of his skull. This was a handful of days ago. This effing guy. Francisco is the name he goes with. He's just walking around his neighborhood when he was approached by a man named Carlos. Carlos shot Francisco in the dome.
Dang.
At close range 2 times.
Dang.
No one knows exactly why Carlos cut loose and shot Francisco. And somehow the bullets, instead of blasting a couple of tunnels through Francisco's noggin, the point-blank shots ricocheted off his skullington, and all Francisco ended up with are what they're calling here flesh wounds.
It's like a superhero.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, according to some sources, it was a miraculous combination of several factors that saved Francisco's damn life. First of all, word is the bullets used by Carlos were really old and the gunpowder was damp, like the basement in Ashley's new home in Coon Rapids. Also, the gun was a really small caliber weapon and had a very short barrel. And all that affected the velocity and overall piercing power of the bullets. So instead of emptying Fran's brains all over the sidewalk, it just kind of bounced off his cranium.
I think my head's hard enough where I could take a 22 and survive. I mean, I think you guys would want to see it, right? Let's try it out.
Definitely. I want to see.
I don't want to see that. You think you got a tougher than average?
I got a pretty hard head.
Cranium?
Yeah.
What are you basing that on?
Well, it's big, first and foremost. So, I mean, it's an easy target.
Yeah.
It's very large in a weird way. Shaped kind of like Alien from the movie Aliens, where it's from front to back. It's thin.
You're right.
But from front to back, it's ginormous.
It doesn't make any sense.
I've been growing my face out for 20 years, so my forehead has gotten really big.
Your skull is narrow and long.
From the front, you would have no idea how big it is.
No, you have to see it from the side. You have to see a profile.
Although it's kind of like Bert from Sesame Street, too, where it's tall.
Oh, I don't think it's tall.
You don't think it's abnormally tall?
I don't think it's tall.
I'll go along with it's narrow and it's long. Maybe those are the same things. I guess folks have to get a look at it up close to really get it. I don't think it's pointy like Bert, but we both have giant skulls.
Yeah, they're pretty big. I know, like hats. We always need the biggest hat they got.
We do.
Yes.
But mine's always loose on the sides because it's thinner, but just I have a long head.
I've noticed that. Sometimes the side of your ball caps encompass your ears.
Yeah.
I've taken some licks to the noggin, so I like to believe that maybe I'm hard-headed too, but maybe those hard knocks I've taken earlier in life have weakened things. I don't know how that works. You know what I mean? I'll tell you this much: this Francisco guy, what saved his ass, he was able to holler out to some, because maybe Carlos was going to try to kill him some more. Francisco was able to holler out to some nearby security guards, who then pounced on crazy-ass Carlos. And I'll bet you old Francisco, I bet he had a stiff damn drink once he got back to the house. And what the hell got into Carlos?
Yeah, well, why is Carlos such a dick all of a sudden?
You think you know a guy. And then he empties a couple of rounds into your skull as you're just walking around the neighborhood. I don't get it. Put on my hat again, Josh. See, put my hat on.
Is this a new hat?
Yeah, rather, I don't know. What is it now, August?
Yeah.
I think I got this in April or something like that. Because my skull is more fat than it is long like yours.
I'm excited to see. Okay.
Nice experiment we're doing here.
Backwards.
I mean, I already know that I have the bigger noggin.
Yes.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's a cool hat. What is
Wow,
it?
that is
The hat fits perfectly except for the side.
that hat looks good on you, Josh.
This hat, Dana, thank you for asking, I bought at Park Island Resort in Hayward, what do you call the state again? Wisconsin.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
Park
hate my
Island.
head.
I hate mine too, dude. I hate how large my skull is. Buying hats sucks. I have to throw away hats because I just stretch them out to where they're, I hate it.
Blacktop mofo Jesus. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Blacktop mofo Jesus.
Sure.
He said that me and him will have to headbutt each other at Turtle Lake. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, man. All right. Well, finally, the television news media has done something useful. Right, guys?
Right.
News media. Don't even get me started. A damned fugitive inmate who escaped from a transport van in Maryland has been captured after being recognized by a television journalist during a manhunt for the prick. If you can follow all that, I'll explain it. A cat by the name of Randy Morris. That's the fugitive. How do you say it? Fugitive? Randy Morris, that's the fugitive. He was serving a 10-year prison sentence for burglary, but he managed to escape from a van last Wednesday morning while being taken to see a doctor. 1 minute he's in the van, the next thing you know, he gone. and that triggered an 8-hour manhunt. The state troopers, the police search dogs were out in full force, and of course, so were the television crews looking to cover the story. A television station with the call letters WBAL were hanging around. They got a news photographer there named James Finney. He's working on the story with a reporter named Kate Amara. They pulled into a parking garage to finish editing what they had already before the 5 p.m. newscast. This is deep industry stuff here, I know. Is everyone able to follow this?
I'm lost.
At one point or another, Finney, the camera guy, he spots the effing inmate who's on the run, our guy Randy Morris. He spots Randy just right there wandering around like a moron.
I was in the car editing the story for 5 o'clock, and I just happened to look up from my laptop, and I saw Mr. Morris. Gave me his name, and at that time I was calling 911, and I got 911 on the horn. And when he realized I was talking to 911, he started running a little bit through this parking garage.
They have caught him. We're showing live video right now of the individual that has just been arrested by local law enforcement here.
This has never happened to me in 40-some years of covering thousands of news stories.
I love that the fugitive couldn't resist trying to get a little bit famous by giving his name to the news media.
There's a friggin' manhunt underway for your ass. Someone asks you what your name is, he gives it to him. What a douchebag. You heard old James Finney there explain the whole schmear. Randy Morris busted into a full sprint once he realized he was being, spotted, whatever the word might be. But the cops rolled in and snatched him up. And then Mr. Finney, what the hell's his name again? I just said it. James Finney. And the very likely smoking hot news lady, they crawled back into their news van, and they were able to be ready to report the whole mess live on the 5 o'clock news. They're heroes, Josh.
They sure are.
Radio people wouldn't have made that effort. No. Radio people would have hung around hoping someone would recognize them. Hey, aren't you Big Mike in the morning? Well, yeah. I'm Big Mike. This is my sidekick over here, Barefoot Pete. That's us. Yeah, we're the guys you listen to in the morning. Why? What's going on here? Oh, manhunt.
Oh, you're gonna be filming me? Hold on, I need a microphone. I need some headphones.
Hey, Josh. We were talking about our oversized melons, our massive misshapen skulls. Who is this now? Sauna Jesus. He shops for baseball caps on a website called bigheadcaps.com.
Oh.
I mean, as long as it's got the adjusted back, I can live with it. I can't wear fitted hats because, like I said, I stretch them out, and then one day I put it on and it's just useless. I've never heard of that. I suppose it makes sense. There are large individuals who shop for clothing at big and tall shops, right?
I like, I've got a fitted hat here. My twins hat is a large, extra large.
Yeah.
It's still, it's wide on the side.
Appreciate the what's the word I'm looking for there?
Heads up?
The heads up, the information sound.
Oh, they've got tactical caps.
What is a tactical cap?
I'll be needing one of these. I got to click on it.
What does that mean? Like a helmet? Like a marine helmet?
Oh, no, they're like camo hats. These are pretty sweet. And it has the Velcro on the front, so you can like Velcro a patch of your department or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
F me running.
I wish there was a smallheads.com.
Pinheads.com.
Yeah.
Dickheads.com for Wapple.
Yeah, dickheads.
Perfect.
Are child hats cheaper though, Wapple? Do you save some money?
Well, they should be.
Yeah,
but a pair of kids' pants don't cost as much as a pair of grown folks' pants, right?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you try to get like a twins hat and they got the TC ears and stuff on them. That'd be cute.
That's true. Okay, yep.
You and your stupid little pinhead.
Yeah, I hate it.
You have a puny cranium.
So small. It's dumb.
But you know what, dude? I guess we're both kind of screwed.
Is anybody here on the program happy with the size of their head? I'm not. Are you okay with your head, Ashley? At least?
I think my head's okay.
All right,
It looks
that's good.
like it looks normal size, right? I don't know. You guys tell me.
Your head's fine.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Fine.
Wapple, that because of my massive skull, you should consider yourself lucky. But I suppose things are tough all over. If you got a pinhead or a big beach ball head, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like trying to find the right size pants. You know, if they're too small, then you're never going to find the right pair.
You know how sometimes Nick will throw crumpled pieces of paper at you?
Yes.
He hasn't had many headshots over the years. It's probably because it's a tough target.
Right.
Yeah, when the other guy worked here, though, he had a massive head, so he always got hit.
Oh, yeah, he'd get hit in the face quite a bit.
That was easy.
I didn't know there were so many oversized skull shops on the internet. Someone else is sending me a website about something called mammothheadwear.com.
This is good.
We may have to look into this. All right, there's all types out there. There is. I have proof. Because this happened. Cops in England arrested a guy for stealing pacifiers from babies' mouths.
Oh, that's creepy.
I'll take this.
What the hell? Why would you? This was a 23-year-old dude pulling pacifiers out of babies' yaps for some effing reason. He did this 4 times, apparently, over the last 4 months. Wacky-ass dude there. He's been charged with theft and assault and baby confusion. I made that up, but I wonder if that's a charge. I'm not sure what babies are capable of thinking, but I'm imagining at least one of the babies thinking, did this jagoff just pull my pacifier smooth out of my yap over here?
Piss off a kid for sure.
And where's my stupid mother?
I wonder if during the rave sensation, he started there and he's pulling pacifiers out of adults' mouths as they were picking imaginary mites out of each other's hair.
Oh, man. The rave era. Everyone dropping X and dancing from 8 p.m. until noon the next day, right?
Does that still happen?
I was just going to ask that same thing. I don't know.
The pacifier thing, or
well, both. I always,
we were talking about the rave era.
And everybody always joked that at raves, everyone has pacifiers in their mouths.
Right.
Yeah, those are still going on. And
I never
pacifiers, too.
Really? I never saw the pacifier thing, but the drug and rave thing, yeah.
Well, you weren't
still
old
happening.
enough to be at the clubs when the rave era was happening. I don't think, Smashley. You were probably still a friggin' grade school kid or something.
Oh, yeah, you're probably.
You know what? The first time I saw Boys in the Hood, I thought it was really cool that one dude had a pacifier in his mouth that hangs out in Ice Cube's gang.
That was pretty cool.
Remember that guy?
They make candy like pacifiers now, so it's like a ring pop.
Oh, sure.
But it's a pacifier.
Oh, that's sweet. Ooh, I like that. I definitely have some pictures from like middle school of me and my friends like with pacifiers in our mouths.
Yeah, I got those same pictures. Me and my buddies did the same thing.
I don't really understand why we did it. It's just, it'd be cute and quirky.
It's all butt plugs today.
Yeah.
We just went the opposite end.
You go to the rave, put in your butt plug.
I'd be weirded out. Why? I've never seen one in practical use, but I don't know how I'd respond to one looking like a pacifier back there.
What about a disco ball?
Do they make one of those?
Oh, they got all types of stuff.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. You can Rubik's Cube, whatever the hell, anything.
Get one with the tail on it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that. I know we've talked about that before.
I wonder if you can get one that looks like a corn on the cob holder.
Corn on the cob holder. What the hell is a corn on the cob holder?
Oh, you've never seen those?
Side?
You stick it in there so it's easy to eat.
Yeah. Why the hell would you want to?
I don't know. It's on top of my mind.
Because it's the corn hole?
Yeah, the corn. It's got to be the corn.
Oh. Then you take it out and put it to its other use.
I'm looking that up.
Oh, butt plugs these days, Josh, they're not your grandmother's butt plug.
There's a corn dog butt plug.
Anything you want. Any gimmicks. They're kind of like keychains now. You can get it to anything.
Oh, on Etsy, they have corn dildos.
Corn
I love
dildo.
Etsy.
Yeah, I'm on Etsy right now, too.
Yeah,
I saw the...
yeah, they got corn on the butt plugs and dildos.
Oh, they got a banana?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
They've got a middle finger?
Mm-hmm.
They've got Patrick from SpongeBob.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
They have Vladimir Putin.
Kidding.
Vladimir Putin. Oh, there's a couple on here. Oh, that's sacrilegious. I'll leave it at that. That's not right.
What is it? Is it the face of Jesus or something?
That's you can't do something like that.
It's Jesus, all right. Well, maybe some people look at butt plugs as a way to be closer to God or something. I don't know. All right, now we got to deal with this guy. A dude down in stupid Fort Myers, Florida. He broke into Joe's Crab Shack to steal up all they shrimp. I love shrimps, by damn I do. Now the cops down there are looking for this guy. He broke into the joint about a month ago. He swung over to the Crab Shack at, it was around 3:30 in the godforsaken AM. And once he got up in there, he helped himself to 3 cases of frozen shrimps. That's about $400 worth, they say. Man, that sucks.
Joe's Crab Shack is another restaurant that we no longer have here in Minnesota. Kind of miss it.
I remember though. I never
Didn't they
got a
have one
chance
at the
to
Mall
go
of
there.
America? It's not still there?
Oh, they used to have one. Was it in the food court?
Here we go.
Let me look.
I don't know.
Oop! I put Hose Crab Shack. Hey, you don't want to combine those two.
That's completely different, man.
I bet you they have later than average hours at Hose Crab Shack.
Yeah.
We open at midnight, and we close when you're on your way to work. At Hose Crab Shack. This really sucks for the folks at Joe's, especially since this isn't the first time their joint's been broken into. This specific one in Fort Myers, Florida, 7 months ago. Some other douche broke in at the same location. Cops say that dude stole alcohol and merchandise. And he also pooped on the floor.
Oh.
Like an animal. What other butt plugs did you find there, Josh?
That was pretty much it. There's some glow-in-the-dark ones.
Yeah.
There's a fidget spinner one.
They glitter. They do everything.
I saw one that it has like a golf tee and then a golf ball on it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet. Okay.
That is sweet.
Wakeboard Jesus sent a picture of, like a baby on board, one of those rear window things that attach to your rear window. You know what I'm talking about?
I think
the
so.
Little yellow sign.
I think so.
It's a Minnesota license plate, and it says, "I heart my butt plug," with a little picture of a butt plug underneath it.
Oh, they got customizable ones where you can add your own image or add your own text to it, too.
They're all different gimmicks.
Oh, yeah, there's one that says Daddy's Little Girl.
Oh.
You sure you wanted to dump that one into the mix, Wapple?
Yeah, you could have left that one out.
Like, you know how they...
No,
Yeah, we
Wapple.
get it.
Yeah. We weren't confused by... Thank you.
There's one here that's a taco holder. You can put a taco in there. Social anxiety Jesus just sent that.
Butt plugs, they've found their niche.
Oh, there's a Tamagotchi one.
Man, I'm starting to rethink my life. I should have gotten into the butt plug business.
Yeah, it's become a thing. 25 years ago, no one said a word about butt plugs.
Dude, Wapple, you didn't even say the best part of the golfing butt plug. It's called a booty.
That's the best part?
A booty.
It has a 2 on it.
Take it easy.
Well, I know what you guys are all getting for Christmas. And it's going to have my face on it.
All right, before we go, again with the animals falling smooth out the sky. What was that, a week or so ago? There was the snake that fell from the sky and that almost got a gal killed down there in Texas. Now we go this way. A damn bird dumped a fish out the sky. And the fish landed on some power lines and wiped out power for an entire neighborhood in New Jersey.
What are the odds?
Saraville. I think that's how you say it. Saraville, New Jersey is the name of the neighborhood. You know what, Josh? I think that's where stupid Bon Jovi is from.
Oh, is it really?
I think I have that correct. I mean, to be sure, we could just listen to any interview with Bon Jovi from 1984 to the present day, because the fellas in Bon Jovi are like anyone else that's ever been from New Jersey. They can't wait to tell you that they come from New Jersey.
They do like to bring that up.
It's a real thing, like butt plugs. It is. I'm convinced at this point that New Jersey folks get a paycheck from the state every year based on how many times they've informed someone who didn't ask in the first place where they're from.
Bon Jovi's from Sayreville.
There you go. Thanks, Wapple. So there goes this fish falling from the sky, and it shut off everybody's electricity when it splashed down on the power lines. The fish destroyed a transformer. Cops think that a bird of prey caught a fish and then dropped it. Folks think the bird was an osprey, also known as a sea hawk, don't you know? I really liked the suspect sketch of the bird that cops put on Facebook. That was a cute touch.
That was funny.
Yeah, they just copied and pasted a picture of an osprey from Wikipedia, is what it looks like to me.
That's great.
That's pretty good.
And they just wrote suspect sketch on it.
Mm. Also, the cops nicknamed the fish Gilligan for some reason, the fish that fell from the sky and knocked out the power in Bon Jovi's hometown. And they wrote on Facebook, "Please let us not forget the victim in this senseless death. Gilligan was a hard-working family man." The local power company jumped in on the bid. They posted condolences to Gilligan and his family. And they weren't done yet. The power company went on and said, "We also send our thoughts to the osprey. If you've ever dropped your ice cream cone at the fair, you know the feeling."
That is a bummer, isn't it?
Oh, sure.
Never done it.
Animal interference. They say here to close out the story, animal interference can frequently cause power outages. According to various blog posts from power companies, including things like raccoons and squirrels that chew insulation or damage other infrastructure. Yeah, they'll do that from time to time. From Jersey. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm from Jersey. Hey, it's a Jersey thing. Hey, that's how we operate in Jersey. They can't wait to put that stuff on you. Cannot wait.
Jersey, New York, Los Angeles,
Hey.
they all kind of suffer from that.
Hey, I'm from New York. What do you want? I want an explanation as to what that means. That's what I want.
And that's how, have you noticed sometimes that's how they justify behavior?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey,
I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, right. I can't control it. I can't control it.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Down the line and left, and that ball is fair. There it is. Hit number 2,000 in Altuve's career.
Jose now has 2,000 hits.
The third Astro to reach 2,000 hits.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
You don't like that?
He's such an arrogant little prick, that Jose Altuve.
Well, this won't help.
He and Bregman, those are the two guys that I don't think I've fully forgiven for all that cheating garbage the Astros were involved in a few years ago. I mean, if you remember, he and Bregman, when they got thrown in front of the media to explain their cheating, they gave off this vibe where they were thinking, I mean, you're bothering me about this?
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of a, What else do you got?
I'm Jose Altuve. You're trying to make me look bad? I can understand trying to make a mere mortal look bad, but me? Jose Altuve? Alex Bregman was the same way. He was like, sorry, but not sorry. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
That's
kind of
the
a
best.
guy.
One of those things.
That's what struck me. So I still kind of a stick in my side, Jose Altuve. But he did reach 2,000 career hits over the weekend. The third player in Astros history to reach that milestone. Anyone want to try to guess the other two Houston Astros to reach 2,000 career hits with the club? Fair enough. Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell.
Oh, okay.
Twins beat the Pirates 2-0 yesterday at Target Field in Dallas. Keuchel had things cooking. Pirates didn't come up with a hit until the 7th inning. No walks were issued along the way either. Eventually, the Bucs got a hit off of Keuchel, And they all finished with only 2 on the day. Nice performance by Dallas Keuchel by damn for a guy who's kind of was forgotten about for a stretch of time there. They got a day off today. Then they go off to Milwaukee. It's a damn shame these aren't weekend games, and I bet you'll hear Dick Bramer say the same damn thing tomorrow. They're going to Milwaukee for 2 games. Why the hell they don't schedule these things on a weekend, I don't know. Because there'll be people go back and forth. It's a great party when the Brewers are playing here or the Twins are playing in Milwaukee. So a day off today. Then they started with the Brewers. We got plenty more to cover when Randy Shaver and Brad Wright. Did I get the names right?
Yeah, Randy got it. Brad Wright.
For a second there, I thought that Brad Ryder didn't exist. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder when they show up in a half hour. Stay tuned for Josh's news report.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace or AC is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-assed morning show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace or AC is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Are you currently enjoying the show on the Stitcher app? Then you need to know Stitcher is going away on August 29th. Yep, going away, as in kaput, gone, dead. Rest in peace, Stitcher, and thanks for 15 years of service to the podcast community. So switch to another podcast app and follow this show there. Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
I'm surprised this doesn't happen a lot more often. The stresses on pilots are just unbelievable.
A United Airlines pilot's been charged in a bizarre axe attack earlier this month, in which he severed the arm of his unsuspecting victim.
What the hell? Somebody chopped somebody's arm off?
A parking arm in the employee parking lot.
Oh, thank God.
Video of the incident on August 2nd showed the 63-year-old pilot armed with a full-sized axe.
Here's Johnny.
In the video, he chops at the parking arm at the exit gate of an employee parking lot at the Denver International Airport 23 times until he finally knocked the parking arm off its base. After that, police say the pilot, Kenneth Jones, scuffled at length a few minutes later with an airport employee who saw what happened and tried to take the axe away. The pilot only surrendered the axe after a second, much larger Denver International Airport employee intervenes and helps wrestle it away. Adams County Sheriff's deputies say Jones told them he just hit his breaking point.
But a spokesman for the airline says that for the time being, Jones has been taken out of the cockpit and is on leave, while United conducts an internal investigation into what happened.
According to a police report, Jones also said he was trying to leave, but he estimated there were 6 cars in line at each of the 3 exit gates and was taking too long. Deputies said Jones told them he was trying to get rid of issues for everyone that was waiting.
Wait a minute. Where'd he get the axe?
Yeah, I don't know where he grabbed that from. Just carries it around, I guess.
You guys don't have an axe on you at all times?
I mean, everyone has their breaking point, right, Josh? Yeah. We saw Wapple's breaking point a couple weeks ago. I didn't like it.
I don't think any of us did.
It was not pretty. Everyone has their breaking point. It just depends on how you handle it.
This guy's in charge of a lot of lives.
Ooh, that's scary. You're right. I didn't think.
Around here, we're button pushers.
I want him
Nobody's
to keep
gonna
his
die.
cool for sure.
Thank God he didn't hit his breaking point while he was steering one of those airplanes around town.
True that. 2 people were detained by sheriff's deputies and agents with the Transportation Security Administration after they drove their rental car across multiple active runways at Florida's Palm Beach International Tuesday. Investigators said a father and son landed in a private plane when a rental car from Go Rentals met them at the tarmac. But instead of leaving the airport, the father and son turned the wrong direction and drove all the way to the commercial gates, crossing several runways. Oops.
You can see how this could happen very easily. It's not the situation in regard to the car, it's the instructions that were given to the individual.
Whoopsies. Aviation expert John Nance said it's common for rental car agencies to bring cars directly to private planes, but he said part of that service is supposed to be making sure the client leaves in the right direction.
Good
Airport
Lord.
officials are saying the same thing, issuing a statement that blamed the incident on the rental car company for not escorting the car off a runway properly, that is. A spokesperson for the airport said Go Rental's permit to operate at the airport has been revoked. The sheriff's office said the driver will not face charges since it appears to have been an honest mistake. A lot of planes on this roadway for some reason. A lot of planes. New Jersey police said a woman at an arcade threw a skee ball which hit a child in the head following a disagreement with another person. She was involved in a disagreement with a person at the arcade, and as a result, she throws a skee ball at the other party, which ends up striking a kid in the back of the head, cops said. The woman was talking with a child of her own near the arcade skee ball alleys when she looked up at a child and a man that walked past. The woman eventually makes her way to the skee ball game where she rips the arcade card out of the child's hands and swipes into the machine several times. Once the ball became available to play, she picked it up and appeared to rip the ball underhand at the defenseless child and the man who appeared slightly out of the camera's frame. The woman acted as if she wasn't the one who threw the projectile, stood hunched over, grabbing another ball to play the game, just playing the game.
Jesus.
A bystander jumped into the conversation as the suspect shrugged her shoulders and made hand gestures as if to say she had no idea what happened.
Don't even know where that came from.
When the man confronted her, however, she claimed the ball slipped from her hand. It's unknown what the original disagreement was about.
How's that kid's noggin doing?
It didn't say. But yeah, she whipped that thing pretty quick. And then went right back to playing like, I have no idea who did that. That was crazy.
Could have been anybody.
Also in New Jersey, a judge is facing disciplinary action after violating 3 judicial conduct canons by posting some 40 videos of himself on TikTok under an assumed name and lip-syncing questionable song lyrics in questionable attire and or surroundings between March 2021 and April of this year. The charges brought 59-year-old Judge Gary Wilcox national attention last month. While Wilcox concedes his behavior was questionable and inappropriate, he contended the whole affair could have been avoided if someone just contacted him when he allegedly was first recognized on TikTok in March 2021.
So he's going like, somebody should have stopped me?
Well, he said he didn't know they were public.
Oh.
He wasn't sure that when it said public that it would actually be public while posting on TikTok. He believed the public setting only meant that it was beyond himself. It would include family, friends, and people who sought to connect with him who he permitted.
Okay.
He never intended for the posting to be seen by the public at large, but only later changed the designation for his videos to friends only or followers only, his lawyer said. The complaint states that under the fictitious name Sal Tortorella, the lyrics or Wilcox's appearance brought disrepute to the judiciary.
Disrepute?
He filmed himself in some of the videos in chambers or the courthouse wearing judicial robes or partially nude, laying in bed. The account has since been disbanded, and Wilcox states in the document that he has no intention of renewing that activity.
Do we know any of the songs he was lip-syncing?
There were songs by Busta Rhymes, Migos, and Nas.
So he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't lip sync "Boogie in Your Butt" by Eddie Murphy.
No. Those were the 3 they mentioned that had some lyrics that could be considered damaging to the judiciary.
That sucks. I don't know those folks' music.
I looked up some of the lyrics, and it was just some bad words. Couple of sex themes, certainly. Probably stuff they don't want the judge doing online.
Sure.
6 people are now facing charges after authorities in Kentucky say they were caught trying to smuggle drugs during a trial. A release shows on Wednesday, August 16th, that during the trial of Harold Sanders, food was delivered from outside the court system intended for Sanders. Sanders was on trial for trying to kill a cop. Good dude. Officials say it's unusual for food intended for inmates to be delivered from anywhere other than the jail, so court staff became suspicious and the food container was searched. The sheriff's office said they suspected drugs were found inside. During the investigation, detectives said they discovered an inmate used his phone privileges to place a takeout order at a local diner. They say the inmate asked for food to be picked up by a third party and that an employee at that restaurant put drugs in the container and delivered it to this douchebag on trial. The investigation revealed evidence that this was not an isolated incident. Apparently, it's occurred before and involves multiple employees from the same diner.
It's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
They had interviewed the owner, and police do believe that the owner had nothing to do with it, had no idea that was going on. And they were even nice enough to say, hey, don't boycott this place. Continue to give him business. He didn't know. So everybody who was involved in that alleged ring has been fired. A driver was arrested during a traffic stop for possession of over 562 grams worth of drugs in his car on Thursday. When troopers pulled over 47-year-old Jeffrey Kaufman for driving 68 and a 60, the trooper was hit with a strong smell of marijuana. Upon inspection, they found a black and blue duffel bag which had multiple clear plastic bags containing green leafy substances, 7 orange round pills, mushrooms, an unlabeled pill bottle containing white round pills, and rectangular pills, all broken up into smaller pieces. When the trooper asked why he had all the marijuana in his car, he said, you know what, just take me to jail, man. So they did. He was arrested and taken to the Polk County Jail on $10,500 bond.
They always smell that marijuana, don't they?
It's pungent.
It is noticeable.
After an evening out drinking, a Florida woman allegedly served a nightcap spiked with bug killer to her boyfriend, the father of one of her children. 29-year-old Veronica Klein contacted the victim early Friday morning to say she was coming home from drinking at the bar and wanted him to serve her an alcoholic beverage so they could drink together. After Klein arrived at the residence, the 24-year-old victim told cops he consumed about 2 drinks when he began feeling sick. After falling ill, he recalled that Klein admitted adding Raid roach spray to his beverages.
I bet that did not taste good.
That's nasty.
The victim told police he threw up for 30 minutes before he was even able to call 911. He became extremely ill and couldn't speak without vomiting when questioned by deputies, police said.
God help us
30 minutes.
He was transported by EMS to a local hospital for treatment, and while there, the victim gave police an audio recording of Klein reportedly admitting to spiking his drink. Investigators also located a can of Raid anti-roach spray, which promises to, quote, kill on contact with no lingering odor, and boasts a, quote, outdoor fresh scent. The investigation determined Veronica did, in fact, intentionally introduce a chemical compound to the victim's drink with the intent to injure or kill him.
Well, what the hell was wrong with her?
I don't know what her deal was. A 5-time convicted felon is facing new charges after the discovery of a forgery lab inside a hotel. It had card printers, blank checks, stolen credit cards, and other materials allegedly used to manufacture financial instruments. 44-year-old Michael Waz was arrested August 11th at Mandalay Bay, and hotel security notified police after finding what appeared to be a financial forgery lab and illegal drugs inside 2 adjoined rooms. Hotel security officers were alerted that day when the credit card on file to reserve the rooms did not match Waz's identity. They say Waz was not Waz who he said he was. When they entered the rooms, they saw printers, dozens of IDs and credit cards in the names of other people, pills, syringes, and some meth. Hotel security confiscated a firearm, a fake Nevada driver's license, Nevada and Florida licenses belonging to other people's credit cards, bank checks in the name of Waz and others, a notebook listing personal identification information of various people and electronic credit card readers, and 2 counterfeit post office keys. This guy had a whole enterprise.
That's really interesting. I mean, I know plenty of people who use drugs and have drugs laying around the house. I've never heard of anybody who's got a forgery lab.
Yeah, a whole lab.
A forgery lab. If I had one of those, Josh, I'd let you in on it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
We could create whole new identities for ourselves.
That would be kind of fun.
You could be Dakota Logan.
Logan Dakota.
Oh, whatever it was.
Get it right.
Right, Logan Dakota.
A woman's life was forever changed when she returned a library book one Friday afternoon in July, and her middle finger on her left hand was chopped off above the top knuckle as she dropped the book into the drop box.
Oh.
What happened there?
Was it late?
The
punishment?
Yeah, they're really strict. The freak accident unfolded July 28th around 12:30 p.m. at a Florida library. Bobby Haverly described what happened that day with the hopes of getting the word out and preventing others from being injured. She dropped the book into the box and the swinging metal door snapped back, trapping her hand. She realized her left middle finger was stuck on the other side of the flap. When she pulled it out, she left behind the world's nastiest bookmark.
Ooh.
As a registered nurse, she knew she had to get the detached portion of her finger from the box and put it on ice. She said she took her fingertip with her to the hospital, but unfortunately, they weren't able to reattach it.
That's terrible.
Well, I think the lesson is always don't read.
Yeah, reading is bad.
Reading's dangerous. You hear that, kids?
Yep.
A man was taken to the hospital after being accidentally shot inside a bar bathroom on Pittsburgh's South Side. The incident happened a little before 9 p.m. Wednesday as two men were in the bathroom when the accidental discharge happened, as they can. The victim in his 20s suffered a gunshot wound to the hip and was stable when taken to the hospital. Pittsburgh Public Safety said there was no indication from the victim there was an altercation or argument prior to the accidental shooting. No charges have been filed in the case.
Wouldn't that be something? You're just trying to take a squeege, next thing you know, you got a bullet in the hip.
Yeah, just go. Can you imagine the confusion from everybody? Philadelphia crime moved from the streets to the water when police say a brazen suspect boat-jacked a sailboat.
Boat-jacking?
The sailboat was docked when it was stolen at gunpoint just after 7 p.m. Wednesday. A boat club was performing training exercises when police say a 31-year-old man, identified by police as Roger Pohar, jumped on board. He quickly took off and sailed down the Delaware River for about 2 miles before being stopped by the Coast Guard. Police say he claimed he worked for a federal agency and had a firearm. Turns out he was armed with a handgun stolen from Philadelphia, but he wasn't a federal agent as he had claimed. No injuries were reported.
You're going to boat jack somebody and your first gig is a sailboat?
You better know you better know what you're doing.
You're doing that all wrong. Go get yourself one of them big sumbitches. One of those big Hulk Hogan Thunder in Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
Bastards. You boat jacked a sailboat?
Maybe that's the best they had. Maybe that was it.
Maybe that's all they had.
Jamaican sprinter, once the fastest man alive, Usain Bolt, 37. Serge Tankian of System of a Down, 56. NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jim McMahon, 64.
Jim McMahon.
Hoosier Jesus checked in earlier hoping the brother and sisterhood would keep his wife's sister in their thoughts. He started 6 months of chemo last week. We're all thinking of you guys. Get well soon. Best of luck to Putt Supreme Jesus, heading in for ankle surgery this morning, and to Not a Plumber Jesus, going in for a colonoscopy today.
Oh!
Bashlayer Jesus texts to shout out his, quote, net bitch Taff. Great guy, but not great at catching fish, he said. Even so, they won the Sleepy Eye Town Celebration Bass Tournament. Pretty exciting.
That's crazy.
And happy birthday to Justin, a.k.a. Junior Grease Monkey Jesus, turned 21 over the weekend from your aunt.
Geez.
Chocolate cake with fudge frosting Jesus, and Uncle breaks stuff for a living Jesus. And that's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
This guy is beautiful.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Edwards for the club. Oh, yes. What amazing performance. Who said he had a bad ankle? He is good.
Gravity is no match.
Wow, what a test USA has had.
Team USA wins.
I'll be A5 from day 5.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to A5 from day 5 before we get out of here this morning. But let's bring in the bros. Come on in, Randy Shaver. What's up, bruh?
Good morning.
And old Brad Ryder, the lonely boy.
Oh.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
You're even lonelier now, aren't you?
Yes,
Didn't you?
are.
Yes, I am.
Didn't you go off and drop one of your kids off at college over the weekend?
Yeah, Friday morning we drove her down and drove away late Friday afternoon, and yeah, it didn't really hit me, I don't think, until Friday night when I knew she wasn't coming home.
Even lonelier now.
Yeah.
My brother and I made sure our parents never had that type of experience. Well, I'm sorry for your pain, Brad, but everything's going to turn out all right. I mean, forget that you have abandoned your child in, of all places, Mankato.
I know.
Everything's going to be all right.
I talked to her last night. Things seem to be going well, so she had a good weekend, got to know some people. They walked around and figured out where their classes were this morning, so I have a high level of confidence in her. She'll be fine.
Look at it this way. You get to spend more time with us.
Okay.
What a
Come
bonus.
on, try and cheer the
Sure.
guy up, man.
What was that supposed to mean? I'm not,
Was that supposed to cheer me up, or?
a friend of mine went down to Mankato. We all probably have friends that went to Mankato, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
A friend of mine went down to school at Mankato, and okay, fine, the education part really didn't work out. But he ended up working at Mettler's.
Really?
As a cook.
That's an education.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ended
you
up-
could learn a thing or two from that. For
I'll
sure.
tell you what. One of the most glorious reunions that I ever experienced in my life. I hadn't seen this guy in a couple years. It had to have been, because he, went to school at Mankato and then stayed down there. Got a good, solid job cooking chicken fingers at Mettler's, the topless bar. And we all were in Mankato for a wedding. Didn't have this buddy really in mind. Like I'd said, it'd been a couple years. We walk into Mettler's, having a good time, and I hear someone holler our names out from back in the kitchen. And there's my old high school buddy wearing a hairnet with a deep fryer in one hand and something or another in the back, cooking up apps at Mettler's. It was a glorious reunion.
Just over the weekend, I was talking with some Mankato students about Mettler's, and they hadn't been. I thought if you went through Mankato, you had to go to Mettler's.
I'll be damned.
You and I waited outside the front door for it to open on a day it didn't even open.
We were crushed.
We're just sitting there with our backs up against the door. Any minute, the girls will be showing up.
You know in the movies where you put your leg up on one door and you're grabbing the handle of the other to get extra, what's the word I'm looking for?
Leverage.
Leverage, read that. Josh and I, we were forced for a few years to go down to Mankato for totally stupid and unnecessary coverage of the totally stupid Minnesota Vikings training camp. We were forced to go down there and do live broadcasts. We hated every second of it. We hated it all. But on our way down one year, we said, well, here's the good news. We're here a day early. We'll spend the night at Mettler's. Get a good buzz on, have a good time, spend all our money, and that'll put us in a better...
chicken fingers.
Yeah, from my pal. And it'll put us in a better mood for the broadcast the next day. We walked into our hotel rooms. We threw our bags on the bed and headed straight down for the front door at Mettler's, and the sumbitch was locked tight.
Crushing.
Sorry, man.
We were...
It made no sense.
Nope. Heartbreaking.
We had a great late lunch on Friday at Tav on the Ave. I'd never been there before.
Oh, that place is great.
It's the Tav on the Ave. I don't think I've ever walked into the joint.
Not familiar.
Good stuff. Good food.
Good for you, Brad Ryder. And there you go. One of your kids is off to college. Like I said, we didn't put our folks through that. We made sure we wouldn't have to put our folks through that. And Randy spent some time this weekend babysitting his grandkid, I think he said he was.
Certainly did.
Huh?
Good for you.
I certainly did.
You have to
It was
change
awesome.
any diapers?
I did not. No.
No.
I assisted. Put it that way.
Moral support.
I distracted her while she had her diaper changed.
Oh, you were like
Did you change a lot of diapers when you had your boys?
I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, my wife used to fly. She used to work
Oh, yeah,
for
that's right.
Northwest Delta,
Yeah.
so I would have the kids by myself
Wow.
for a stretch of time. So
I kind of took that duty. I took about 90% of that duty with our kids because
Yeah, I bet you
I
did.
knew. No, I did. I mean, my wife does a lot of other stuff. Like she does all the laundry and she does all that kind of stuff. So I said, okay, when we have kids, I'll take that duty. So I took it on.
That sucks.
Keep saying duty.
A lot of people are texting in.
it can be.
A lot of folks are texting in about Mettler's at Mankato State University, or in the city of Mankato, I should say.
Sure.
This is a listener who says, Mettler's is where I saw my first C-section scar.
That's a memory.
Oh, my God.
I think they have a whole night dedicated to that, don't they? C-section scar
What,
night?
Wednesday nights? Half off?
It could be. I'll check their website. I'd like to say that Mettler's was the first place I saw a wounded performer, but that wouldn't be true.
Wounded in what way?
Was somewhat addled by an injury. Gladiators, Gentlemen's Club, up. Oh, it's up. God, it's been so many years. Ely? I'm sure someone can text. Where the hell is Gladiators? Somewhere up in that neighborhood. Ely, Chisholm, in that. Anyway, that's Gladiators is where I first saw a girl perform on stage with a broken arm.
Oh my.
Yeah, she had a cast and.
Looks like Gladiators is in Gilbert.
Gilbert. Thank you, Wobble.
Not all heroes wear capes or clothing in general in this case.
Listener of no Jesus name added here to the text, other than I know they won Booze Cruise tickets on June 29th. That much information is in front of me. One of our listeners also dropped their daughter off at Mankato this weekend, Brad.
Oh, okay.
And there's no filthy joke.
Yeah.
He just says he made the same trip you did over the weekend.
Brad, were the upperclassmen like out in full force partying, watching all the cars come by to drop kids off?
I didn't see a lot of partying, but I did notice from time to time there'd be the dorm she lives in. I would say is probably like 65-70% girls.
Oh wow!
And I did notice from time to time as we were moving in the lobby, occasionally there would be a group of maybe 4 to 6 guys, acting like they were just there hanging out, but you could tell they were there checking everybody out who was coming in and out. I was thinking to myself, you guys, it hasn't been that long since I was in college. I understand.
A radar.
Right.
You could probably introduce Brad's daughter to some guys down there. When did you graduate high school?
What's that, 2004?
Oh, then you're the same age as the hockey team. you might know some of the hockey players.
Yeah,
you graduated high school in 2004?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got to know some of their hockey players. You could introduce her to some of the... Well, there you go. Here's the thing, Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver. The Twins now have a 6-game lead on the Cleveland Guardians after their win yesterday at Target Field. That's the biggest lead they've had all year, 6 games.
I think it's the biggest lead they've had in a long time. I mean, obviously yesterday, the story was Dallas Keuchel. He was just tremendous. He had a perfect game into the 6th inning. I think it was enjoyable to watch because he's not mowing anybody down. He is hitting spots and fooling people and getting people off their stride and timing and all that kind of stuff. And he looked really good and obviously got enough offense to allow himself a chance to get the win. So it was a good weekend for the Twins. There's no doubt. They've been playing some really nice baseball and hopefully it continues. I mean,
they have a few series coming up, I think, pretty quick with Cleveland, not this week, but next week. And those are going to be big games because now that they got a lead, if they can win 2 out of 3 in those type of series, they can really put it away.
They're also getting almost completely healthy. It sounds like Buxton is on his way back. Mm-hmm. Gordon is working out again. They're going to get some people back where they're going to have to make some lineup choices and some roster decisions about certain people, but that's all good stuff, right? I mean, you want to be able to be at full strength at this time of the year. So,
a couple weeks ago, you guys were both saying, "Well, here we go again. They're going to win."
It felt like last year. I mean, last year they fell out of first place on like August 9th, and they never recovered, and it just got worse as the end of the season went along.
And I'm not saying they have it in the bag yet either. I mean, if they get swept against Cleveland, it's game on again. So. They don't have it in the bag either. But
they got the Brewers now. They're going to Milwaukee for a couple of games starting tomorrow night. They got today off. And I was saying earlier, I almost promise you that tomorrow when we have Dick Bramer on, he's gonna note what a shame it is that we don't have these border battle series on the weekend.
Right.
We're going Tuesday, Wednesday in Milwaukee, and then here come the Texas Rangers, who have been struggling a little bit.
Lost 4 in a row, I think.
Struggling a little bit
this weekend.
Friggin' Seattle Mariners. Here come the Seattle Mariners.
Well, when you got a guy like Julio Rodriguez who has 17 hits in 4 games, that kind of thing's going to happen. He set a major league record for, I think he had 4 consecutive 4-hit or more games.
He went crazy.
Which has never happened before.
Nope.
Again, just when you think you've seen everything that can happen in baseball, here's another surprise. And Rodriguez was just, I mean, I watched some of that over the weekend, not only just the highlights of his days, but caught one of the games, I think it was on Saturday, and the kid's amazing. I mean, they were talking yesterday about just what it feels like to be in a groove like he's in, and obviously nobody in Major League history has been in that kind of groove, but you get a feel for what it must feel like to be able to see the ball the way he's seeing it. Mm-hmm. And Morneau said yesterday, when you're hitting the ball like that, you know the pitch before it leaves his hand. That's how dialed in you are at the plate when you're hitting the ball like he was hitting it.
The previous record holder, so Rodriguez, had 17 hits over 4 games. And like Randy Shaver said, no one had ever done that afore in Major League Baseball history. The previous record holder was a guy by the name of Milt Stock, who had 16 hits in 4 games for the Brooklyn Robins in 1925.
They had a good team that year.
They did.
I don't know how close. Oh no, go ahead.
He was batting .256 before the streak started. Now, I mean, I'm missing some information from probably yesterday, but his season average jumped up to .278.
I don't know how closely anybody was paying attention to the game if you're listening to the audio, but I really enjoyed that 3-man booth yesterday.
It was awesome.
With Dick, Justin, Morneau, and Glenn Perkins.
Oh yeah,
very, very good.
Yeah.
And they all three, I mean, complement each other when they're, as far as how they banter back and forth, and the
Perkins is great.
The intelligent conversation is so much fun to listen to. I mean,
Perkins
they really are good.
Glenn Perkins is fun and funny.
Yeah, you kind of get that pitcher-hitter perspective on everything, back and forth a little bit, what the hitter's thinking, what the pitcher's thinking, and that those guys know what they're talking about because they did it at a very high level.
80s
totally agree.
80s Kurt Rambis fan, Jesus, texted in. He said, I turned on the Twins game yesterday. I thought Finn Balor was pitching. Keuchel looks just like him. They do look a lot alike. Yeah. They do look a lot. Hey, for you Twins fans, right now on the Luther Bloomington Kia text line, where is this now? Text BALLS, BALLS, to 651-989-9393 for a shot to win tickets to Twins Rangers Sunday, August 27th at Target Field, and that prize is furnished by the Minnesota Twins. Good luck. Text BALLS. Some of you have texted balls before today. The number 651-989-9393. Good luck with that. Yes, Julio Rodriguez went completely mental. His team is looking for an AL wildcard spot. Suddenly the Rangers are looking beatable. Oh, a member of the Texas Rangers, Max Scherzer, has gotten himself up to 11th on the big league career strikeouts list. Now, they lost this game, like we were saying. They got swept. But during the game, Scherzer got his 3,343rd strikeout. He passed Hall of Fame knuckleballer Phil Niekro for 11th place on the all-time strikeout list. Now, we didn't get to have a dad fight last week because Brad Ryder had an emotional weekend.
Oh, you didn't have a fill-in for me?
No, we're not filling it. You're too damn good to.
Too damn.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what you said, too.
Since we didn't have a dad fight, you guys just go for it real quick. I got my bell. Name as many fellas on the all-time strikeout list. I got name as many in the top 20.
Nolan Ryan.
Randy Johnson, Walter Johnson.
Hang on.
Steve Carlton.
Hang on, I said. You said Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Walter Johnson. You said Steve Carlton. Yes.
Bob Gibson.
He's in there. Top 20 I'm looking at.
Roger Clemens.
Tom Seaver.
Roger Clemens is in there. Tom Seaver is in there.
J.R. Richard.
J.R. Richard, not in the top 20.
I'm going to say Jim Cott, just because of how long he pitched.
Jim Cott, not in the top 20.
Burt Blyleven.
Burt Blyleven's in the top 5, son.
Yep. Yep. Martinez?
Pedro?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Gosh.
Schilling?
Kurt Schilling. Nice job, Wapple. I'll give you some hints.
How about Maddox?
Yes, Greg Maddox is in there.
How about
one of his teammates?
Smoltz?
Glavine?
Glavine is not in there.
No.
Did anyone say Verlander?
They did not say Verlander, Wapple.
Attaboy, Wapple.
How about Jack Morris?
No, not in the top 20.
All right.
Here's who I think you're missing so far.
Okay.
Take one more guess each, including Wapple, since suddenly he's Joe Garagiola over there. One more guess for each of you. Wapple, make one more guess.
Oh, boy.
J.D. Durbin.
J.D. Durbin.
I don't even know.
Isn't that like a guy who played for the Saints for 20 minutes or something?
He played for the Twins and was flamed out completely.
Kershaw.
Huh?
Kershaw.
Clayton Kershaw has not made his way into the top 20 yet, Wapple. Wapple, he's number 21. I'm going to count that as close enough.
Oh, nice, Wobble.
Wow.
Brad Ryder.
Vita Blue.
No, Vita Blue not in the top 20. Randy Chipper.
Juan Marichal.
No. Here's who you're missing. Zach Greinke at number 20. Isn't that something?
Well, you know what? That's just because he's played so long. Yeah.
Right.
Well, why you want to take the fun away from Zach Greinke?
No, but I mean, he's
I'm
not
kidding.
really known as a strikeout pitcher.
You didn't say C.C. Sabathias.
You know what? I wouldn't have guessed him either.
I don't think either one of you said Ferguson Jenkins.
No, gosh. How did I miss
He pitched a long time, too.
Yeah, I already said Phil Niekro because, that's who Scherzer passed, so we'll forget that. Gaylord Perry.
Oh, he pitched forever, too.
Don Sutton.
Okay, he pitched a long time, too.
Yes, he did. And I think that other than that, you covered everybody. You did a wonderful job. But I'm going to give the MVP of this particular segment to Wapple.
Yeah, I went with Verlander and Kershaw. I'm like, boy, they've been around for a long time already. They have to be.
Well, they also pitched in
now
this
you're
era
sounding like
where
Brad
everybody.
by explaining yourself.
Well, I was going to say they also pitched in this area where everybody's striking out a lot. Yeah. So
a lot of strikeouts. That is true, Brad Ryder. I'm getting pretty burned out on the never-ending look. The Angels have the greatest player on the planet, but not going to make the playoffs articles. I'm a little burned out on that. We get it already. But it is interesting, no matter who you have on your ball club, it is interesting when a team puts together a grand slam and a triple play in the same ball game and still loses.
I saw that, yeah.
And that's what the California, what do they call them now? The Los Angeles Angels accomplished this past Friday night. They lost a game in extras despite Shohei hitting a grand slam.
Grand Salami!
That was Wapple's nickname in high school.
And they turned a triple play in the ninth inning. But yeah, if I read one more article, the Angels aren't going to make the playoffs, and they have Shohei. We've seen this play out before, people. Relax a little bit on this. Yeah. They are 4-11 since the trade deadline. They're 7 games out of a wild card spot. It sucks. It's a shame. Grand slam and a triple play. Lost.
I think the playoffs are going to be great this year because you're going to have teams in there who we're not used to seeing in there. And it's going to be fun to watch.
Like
Baltimore and Texas if they get things straightened out.
Sure.
And,
I'm looking forward to it by damn Brad Ryder I am. This effing sad-ass bit is still going on where derelicts rob the houses of pro ball players while they're out doing their jobs. Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy of the Los Angeles Dodgers have both had their homes hit by burglars while they're out playing baseball. Cops are investigating, trying to figure out who the hell. At least 2 burglars got into Max Muncy's house last week. And about a month prior, Freddie Freeman's place got hit. In the Muncy case, he was with his family on the way home from a game at Dodger Stadium when his alarm company alerted him that thieves had broken into his house. And these low-life pricks were seen on video ransacking the joint, but they took off before the cops arrived. Back in July, a similar incident happened at Freddie Freeman House. It's not known if these 2 burglaries were related. But we're seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah.
I know you guys get a kick out of this. For me personally, Seinfeld, never saw it. But I know you guys love that program.
How can you live in this day and age and not have at least seen a rerun of
It is on a lot.
Well, I've mentioned this before.
It's just amazing.
Turn on Comedy Central and you'll either see that or The Office.
Well, he's more of a last man standing guy.
I'm way into Last Man Standing.
He's loyal.
I can tell you every character on the show, especially the lead actor, whose name escapes me.
Tim Allen,
Frank,
as you know.
I'll tell you this. I've told you this before. I've only seen one scene. I've only watched one scene from Seinfeld, and it was very funny. But I never went back to it because I could never stand Jerry Seinfeld. I can't stand the sound of his voice. I can't stand the look on his face. He just doesn't appeal to me.
It's like really more about the other characters.
It's like Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. All I got to do is see him, and I turn the channel. It just is what it is.
Huh.
The one scene I watched was where George Costanza's dad, played by that hilarious Stiller.
Jerry Stiller
is supposedly having a conversation with George Steinbrenner.
Yes.
And he says, how in the hell do you trade Jay Buhner? And then I laughed my balls off, but I just knew there's no way I could sit through 22 minutes of Jerry Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is all about the auxiliary characters, the secondary characters. That's what
sounds familiar to
me. That's what made that show successful.
And to be totally honest with you, I loved Michael Richards in a movie called Transylvania 6-5000.
That's a funny movie.
Anybody?
No.
1986.
Yeah.
It's wacky, funny, stupid. But I have to be honest that when I'd see ads for Seinfeld, and here would come this spastic character with this funny haircut, I have to admit that it was off-putting. There was something about my delicate sensibilities that told me, okay, I'm not going to be able to handle that character. I'm going to want to choke that character. Do you know what I mean?
I bet you'd grow to love him.
Yeah. They show
his physical comedy especially was so good.
Well, that's what made him so great in that Transylvania 6. A minor league baseball team's been doing this for years. Their Seinfeld night. The Brooklyn Cyclones did this over the weekend. They had their Seinfeld night, and most of you must have seen the videos. They always have the Elaine dance contest.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is on 93x.com. There's a couple women that were perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Really good.
And they even looked like her.
They committed.
Yeah.
One gal was dancing so terribly, but yet with so much passion, she fell right on her little bottom.
That makes it even better.
You ought to see the video on our website, especially for you folks who are crazy about Seinfeld. It's pretty funny, the video that I saw. They also went ahead with something called a George Costanza marine biologist bobblehead giveaway. You guys know what that means, obviously?
Yeah. He always wanted to be a marine biologist, and in a couple episodes, he pretended to be one.
To impress a girl. And then all of a sudden, they come across a beached whale, and everyone's like, oh, my gosh, thank God we have a marine biologist right here. And it turns out the blowhole was obstructed by a golf ball, which Kramer was hitting into the ocean.
Oh, Kramer.
I'll be damned. Kramer. His haircut is so funny, and he moves so fast. But Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, there's got to be a couple of TV shows that everybody has gone balls Mahoney over that you never gave two pumps about.
Did you guys ever see The Sopranos?
Never saw
I
it.
love
Sopranos.
For me, it's Game of Thrones.
You've never seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
No,
me too, actually.
I watched an episode, and I didn't like it.
I
It
just never
wasn't my
tried.
vibe.
I never turned it on.
Cubby and I have been threatened because we never watched a single episode of The Sopranos.
It seems like something we'd like. I didn't have HBO, and then it became overwhelming with all the seasons.
I like gangster stuff. I do. Goodfellas. Hell, I've watched that 500 effing times and all that. But there's something about it. For me, I love it, especially when it's set in the 50s, 60s, or 70s. Wasn't The Sopranos a modern day game? See, for whatever reason, that
I feel the same way.
That brushes me away.
You guys are in luck. I have it, the whole set, on Blu-ray.
I don't have a Blu-ray player. I'm no longer in luck.
I got to get through Modern Family first.
Yeah, that's a show you'd love.
But I appreciate the offer. All right, there you go. So you can't think of any show like that?
Not really.
Randy Shaver. I know Brad said Game of Thrones.
What about like The Office or Friends?
Yeah, I suppose both of those, maybe not consistently like I would watch Sopranos but it was different though, because that was on NBC or whatever during the week, and if I'm working, it was hard to catch, where those other ones were on Sunday nights when
you ain't doing jack squat.
It was appointment TV
Word.
So.
I could watch The Office and Seinfeld on a 24-hour loop.
Yeah,
if
you got
shows.
Comedy Central, you're good to go.
That's right. I tried watching Parks and Recreation and couldn't get into that either.
That takes a while.
I mentioned it before. You have to give it 14 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a big Amy Poehler fan. That's part of the reason.
I didn't like it at all. I had no idea why people liked it, but everyone said just stick with it. So it's really, you could probably skip the first season and start with season 2.
You definitely can.
First season they didn't know where they were going with.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
I only watched because of Ron.
He's great.
Yeah, see, I have no idea what anyone's talking about. I never sit down and watch sitcoms, but something I mentioned to the folks last week, I caught a sitcom on some channel. I have no idea what channel it was. And it's old, and it doesn't even run regularly now, but that's my style. I catch up decades later. I fell in love with this friggin' program instantly. It is funnier than hell, and it's called, I got 3 words for you.
Mike and Molly.
Mike and F me running Mean Gene Woo Molly.
It is a good show.
That show is funnier
Never
than
seen it.
I haven't laughed that hard at a sitcom since Married with Children.
Been off the air for 7 years, so yeah, that is right in your wheelhouse.
Yep.
I put the King of Queens in. I put the King of Queens in my top 5 too.
Oh, give me a friggin' break with that what do you call it again?
King of Queens.
Yeah, that Kevin James dude. I just want to choke him out.
But Carrie, there.
Oh, she's a pain in the ass. The only good thing about King of Queens, again, Jerry Stiller.
Jerry Stiller's in it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's very funny. Very funny. Preseason football. Woo. Philadelphia Eagles fans got ripped on that godless social media over the weekend for doing the wave at their ballpark while one of their own players was laid out injured on the field. This was apparently last Thursday night. A guy for the Eagles was being taken off on a stretcher, and Philly fans in the stands didn't give a rat's ass. They were doing the wave like it was 1983.
People get so offended by the wave.
They do.
The wave sucks. They tried to do it the other night. I was at the Twins game Friday night. It's a 1-0 game in the 3rd inning, and the friggin' wave started. I hate the wave. I've hated the wave for decades. Sit the F down. You're not a kid.
It's almost like people just want to have fun.
Well, yeah, do it in the parking lot.
Save the fun for home.
I mean, come on, you're not a wave advocate, are you?
It doesn't bother me one way or the other.
Well, it should.
I just hate standing up when it's unnecessary.
I do like that scene in When Harry Met Sally, when they're him and his brother are having that very deep talk about divorce. They're sitting there at the Giants game, like during the conversation, they continually stand up and do the wave without like breaking the conversation or momentum of the heavy topic they're talking about.
I mean, if you're 11 years old, knock yourself out. If you're a grown person and you start the wave, to have a conversation with somebody. It's time to have a conversation. The Patriots and Packers preseason game was suspended on Saturday night. A rookie cornerback for the Patriots was carted off the field. They feared that maybe was something wrong with his neck. He's fine, at least from what I read a couple days ago. He can feel all of his extremities, but they shut the game off.
There's a slant in front of Bolden. Caught by Heath, and Bolden is shaken up. And he's back. Immediately calling for the medical team off the sideline. Saw the reaction from players on both teams, immediately frantically waving for the Patriots medical team.
They quit the game.
Yeah.
I feel like with all preseason games, if both head coaches kind of agree at some point in the second half, they can just call things.
Yeah.
Are we good here? I think we're good here.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of a scary deal. Sounds like
I mean, the DeMar Hamlin situation, I think, has kind of set a precedent a little bit in that how I think there's reaction from both, how coaches and the league will look at things like that. Certainly in preseason, what's the
point?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no reason to continue to play if players mentally are jarred to the point where they're not focused on what they're doing. So I think it was obviously the right call.
I really appreciate what Coach Belichick did tonight. He took the initiative on that. This is not the AFC Championship. We're not playing for records. This is preseason game. We have an injury like that. It affects a lot of guys in a lot of different ways, and clearly our team was shaken by what happened, and I think Coach made the right decision. I appreciate Coach LaFleur as well for, standing with him on that. It was the right call in this situation.
Is that the kid who got hurt?
No, that was a wide receiver for the Patriots, Matthew Slater.
Slater. Now, who watched that show?
Oh, I did.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Oh, every episode. You could watch it for 2 straight hours after school when I was a kid.
Well,
There's 2 episodes in USA, followed by 2 episodes on TBS.
I like that.
You were into that show.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. Kelly Kapowski, my goodness. That changed things.
Dana, did you ever get outside when you were a kid?
I played sports year-round.
what was the Elizabeth Berkley character? What was her name?
Jessie Spano.
Jessie, yeah.
Now, this is a hell of a deal. 2 brothers were cut by 2 different NFL teams on the same day.
That sucks.
It was a tough day for the Williams brothers on Saturday. Maybe you've never heard of these guys. I know I haven't. They go by the names of Greedy and Rodarius Williams. Saturday, the Eagles released Greedy. He's a cornerback. Then it was the New York Giants' turn to cut Rodarius, who's also trying to play the cornerback position. Same day, both brothers got the boot. You know, the exact same thing would happen to my brother and I if we were trying out for NFL teams, except I wouldn't get cut and my brother would. So now both of these guys are looking for a job. They're both cornerback.
That's a position that, like running back, just a matter of time before teams are looking for help. So my guess is that they will end up someplace on a practice squad or someplace, because every team is
stay in shape. You'll get a phone call.
That's right.
Yeah. Cornerback, absolutely. Someone hollering about Howard Stern's penis and Baba Booey made its way into the Jets-Buccaneers preseason game broadcast.
Scott Novak and his
Baba
crew
Booey,
in this
Baba Booey,
first
Howard
half.
Stern's penis, Baba Booey.
The Bucs will be kicking.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Baba Booey?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my boyfriend's friend says that like every single golf shot.
That's tradition.
Yep.
They were trying to, they were calling this Jets-Buccaneers game Chris Myers on the lead there. And they were explaining a penalty or something that nobody could possibly care about. And a mic picked up the Baba Booey Stern's penis, this and that. It says here, apparently fans have been yelling Baba Booey Howard Stern's penis at sporting events for decades.
Yeah.
Especially golf events.
Golf is the big one.
Dude, I literally had no idea. I thought it was like this kid's his own thing he did.
I guess that's why I wasn't familiar. You said mainly golf events?
Because it's quiet, so they can get it out there.
Right after contact, people yell it out.
I never followed that, but I'll tell you this much. Stern's television program in the early 90s that was televised here on Channel 9 was some of the funniest television I have ever watched. Josh and I are probably the only old folks old enough here to, aside from Randy and Brad, but you and I watched that, right, Josh?
Oh, yeah, the old Channel 9 show.
I watched it a lot when it was on E, and it was...
oh, yeah, a
lot of pretty ladies would come through that program.
Yeah. That stuff was good, too, but the program we had on Channel 9 in the early 90s, that was beyond outrageous. Oh, speaking of penis, plenty of football fans have an erection for this Deuce Vaughn character. He's a Dallas Cowboys rookie running back.
Yes.
From Kansas State.
Having a great preseason.
5'6" tall. That's what everyone's talking. We mentioned him a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yep.
A lot of comparisons are being made between Deuce Vaughn and former Pro Bowl running back Darren Sproles. They are the exact same height, play the same position, and went to the same college. Kansas State. Vaughn might be among the shortest active players, but he's quite a bit taller than the NFL's shortest player ever, and I don't expect anyone to guess unless you're sitting on some information that... No clue. The shortest fella to ever play in the National Football League was Jack Shapiro, who only stacked up to 5'1". How tall are you, Ashley?
I'm 5'5".
Jesus criminy. This dude was 5'1" only.
You could play in the NFL, Ashley.
He played exactly one game for the Staten Island Stapletons in Doesn't say here,
I
Brad
can't
Ryder.
think of another position he would have played.
Might have been an offensive lineman.
Brad, it was 1929. Yeah, he might have been
exactly.
he might have been an offensive lineman.
He was a fullback.
Was he?
Okay.
Little bowling ball. Butch Meeker was another guy. He was 5'3". He played in 20 NFL games. Here we go. Between 1930 and 1931 for the Providence Steamrollers.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? You went to a couple of their games?
No, I'm just saying those teams, I mean, obviously, way back in the day, the NFL franchises are not what we know them as today.
Oh, hell no.
They were, teams usually on the East Coast that were, what we would consider medium to smaller cities now.
Easy to get to via train.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Is this true? Someone just texted in, our text machine is running slower than the second coming of Christ. I wonder if there's some kind of this would be kind of cool if this was the problem. Is it getting overwhelmed, Josh? Do you know anything about our text machine?
Yeah, it gets bottlenecked. It seems like every morning.
It seems like this time every morning. I guess that means a lot of you are texting in, and we appreciate it. So some of the information I'm getting here via text is things we talked about 20 minutes ago. Is this true? At St. Paul Saints games, the wave is banned?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess when I was there, I
have
didn't
heard
do
that.
it.
I have heard that before.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
How can you ban it?
I think they say
You
it
throw
over,
folks out. Get the cops involved. What's that, Waffle?
I think the announcer says it over the intercom system.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like the place to be.
I never even noticed.
Before the game starts, they say...
No,
I think so.
like if they see the wave starting, they'll be like, "Hey, no wave zone."
But I think they also say it in the pregame.
Why?
It seems like the Saints of all people just embrace
Because it's
it.
friggin'
That's
stupid.
what I want to know.
It's stupid. It's not 1985 anymore.
I loved back in the day at Midway when they would just say train.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was a train that would go by.
That was fun.
Those announcers can be really funny.
It's the way this monotone delivery, just train.
Now we're talking, Wapple said. Andrew Wapple over there, half-ass morning show producer and the chief executive officer of XFL Propaganda Midwest Division.
Heard it here first.
He announced earlier today that the Minnesota Vikings have signed DC Defenders quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. This guy was the 2023, is that how you say it? This guy was the 2023 XFL Offensive Player of the Year.
Good get. Good get.
So long, Kirk Cousins. What do we need Cousins around here for when we got the XFL Offensive Player of the Year? Take your harmless nerd gimmick someplace else. This is our guy now. Jordan Ta'amu guided the DC Defenders to a 9-1 regular season record before losing to the Arlington Renegades in the XFL Championship game. Kirk Cousins ever won the XFL Offensive Player of the Year award?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'd have to look.
I don't think he started one game.
I don't think so.
Everyone's saying Jordan Addison who?
Speaking of Cousins, it was pretty fun. After he played a quick shift in the preseason game, and he signed some autographs for fans that sit in that little field level thing. And one of the fans gave him a Kohl's gift card, and he tweeted that he went to Kohl's and used it.
That's awesome.
I can believe that. Well, this guy's a hell of a ball player. I was reading the quarterback depth chart. It goes Captain Death Rocks and then Nick Mullins.
Right.
And then a fifth-round draft pick by the name of Jaron Hall. I'd love to see this Jordan Ta'amu bump a couple of those guys out of the way. That'd be fun.
I think in the first year, this guy was the quarterback for my Seattle Battlehawks.
Yes, he was.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis, your St. Louis.
St. Louis Battlehawks. Waffle.
Jeez, yeah.
He played for the Battlehawks in 2020. He played for the USFL's Tampa Bay Bandits in 2022. He led that league in passing yards and touchdowns.
Just amazing player.
I see big things for this kid. At least I'm hoping for big things for this kid. That'd be a great story.
Well, you'll see a lot of them in the last preseason game, probably.
Well, I won't be watching, but maybe I'll read about it.
Saturday noon game, too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Now, speaking of all things Wapple, it's a great time to be in the wrestling business. All Elite Wrestling is hyping up their next pay-per-view called All In at Wembley Stadium in London. They're calling it the biggest event in wrestling history, and there's some truth to that, according to WrestleTix, T-I-X. AEW has distributed 80,846 tickets for this show.
The key word there is distributed, which is different than...
Well, they're going to sell them.
There have been 80,000 that have been banned.
I understand. It's like when the Kiss solo albums were released in 1978. They distributed like 10 million copies for each member of the band, which is why, to this day, when you walk into a record store, you can probably find a dozen of those friggin' records. I don't have any doubt that they're going to fill them.
Yeah, and you know the big match, right?
Go ahead.
MJF versus Adam Cole for the heavyweight strap.
Dude. So they're saying this amount of tickets distributed passes the mark set by WWE's WrestleMania 32 in 2016. Is that the one you were at, Dana?
No, I was at 27, I think. It was in Orlando. It was Flair's last match.
Now, 90,000 tickets have already been sold for WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. God help us. It is a good time to be in the business. Piles and piles of tickets being sold. That ought to be something. August 27th. What is that?
That's Sunday. That's this Sunday.
That's this coming Sunday?
Yeah.
I might have to find a way to dial that up. A pay-per-view at Wembley effing Stadium. We're talking Wembley, like where Queen played.
Same place.
Yep. Their last show. F&A.
So if it's in London, does that mean it's not going to be at night? Will it be in the middle of the day? That'd be kind of fun.
I guess so. Speaking of AEW, you think you know me. Word is Edge is going to come over that way. He's wrestled his last match for Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He won't be able to be Edge anymore. That name is trademarked by WWE, so maybe he'll go by his real name, which is what, Wapple?
Adam Copeland.
That's right.
There it is.
Well, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sweet to see Edge and Christian back together.
Dude, and then they lock up with the Hardys.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe Devon and, how do you call it?
Bubba Ray?
Bubba Ray can swing in, and Spike Dudley. He's now entered his 4th decade as a wrestler.
Jeez.
Edge made his professional debut in 1992. In what stable?
The Brood.
The Brood. I love their intro. They come rising up from under the stage. They're surrounded by fire. They're bleeding out of their mouths.
That was pretty shocking, kind of like we talked last week. Finding out Kofi Kingston wasn't actually Jamaican. Finding out Edge wasn't an actual vampire. That kind of threw me for a loop, too.
And we started this whole break playing some audio about Anthony Edwards. I know you guys aren't tuned into this... what is it? What is this tournament again? They're warming up for the FIBA, the HEBA, the JIBA. I don't know what the
World Championship or whatever.
There's an abbreviation in there somewhere that I'm missing. But it's a big international tournament, and I guess Anthony Edwards has just been killing it.
I'd be A5 from day 5.
They start playing for real at the end of this month. Okay, they leave for Manila today. The World Cup. Did you say that, Brad Ryder?
Something about some world something. Yeah.
The FIBA, the HEBA World Cup, whatever.
FIBA World Cup.
Okay.
FIBA Basketball World Cup.
They open for real Saturday. They play New Zealand. For now, they're just playing preliminary games. And I'm going to be all over this, I promise you, when it gets started. But for now, in the preliminary games, Anthony Edwards, 34 points. They beat Germany. Apparently, Germany's very good. They were down by 16 in this game, and then Anthony Edwards took over. Steve Kerr said there's no question. He's the head coach, Steve Kerr. There's no question he is the guy. And guys like Kevin Garnett and LeBron James and Kendrick Perkins were all over Twitter saying things like, this is the new face of the NBA. There were comparisons made to that unreasonably arrogant ass Michael Jordan. Wouldn't that be something if all of what these guys are saying comes true for A5 from the love of God, day 5?
Right.
I dig that. I dig that kind of talk. Matter of fact, Bleacher Report. Oh, they put an article together, one word to describe every NBA team's off season. And for my beloved Timberwolves, the one word they used was continued free tickets to be provided for Nick from Brad Ryder. No, the word was superstar.
Yeah.
And all of that, of course, is in reference to Anthony Edwards.
Just got to get the right pieces around him.
I was just going to say the real story of that team is how
Yep.
they put the pieces around him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not convinced the other pieces are the right ones yet.
Well, we'll see.
There's
about
nothing
that.
wrong with him. We know that. We can see that.
I mean, this is a hell of a statement right here. Who is this? Oh, this is from the Bleacher Report article. Edwards is a superstar in the making. He should soon pass Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell for the honors of best shooting guard in the NBA. That's a hell of a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just too bad he has to play with Rudy Gobert.
I was just going to say, you can see what he's doing now when he's got other wing-type people around him and not 2 7-footers lumbering down the floor.
Lumbering. I like that choice of words. Derp-a-dee-derp-a-burp-a-burp. We're lumbering down the floor. Yeah, we'll see in a couple of months. I sure hope that freaking Rudy Gobert can change my opinion of the man. God. Worst hands of any player I've ever seen in the NBA. How do you have hands that size and when someone passes you the basketball, it's almost instantly burp goes off your penis and out of bounds? How does that happen? You'd think he'd be able just to crush the damn, just to hang on to the ball, man. The only time he can get a grip on the basketball is when they perfectly time out the pick and roll alley-oop. That's the only time. Brad Ryder, why can't he hang on to the basketball?
I don't know. Good question. Some people work on their shot in the offseason. He should work on catching passes.
What are those things, Josh, in the 80s? We squeezed those things. What are those
Oh,
things?
yeah, those little wrist strike
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Those things with the
Those
spring.
clamp things?
Yeah, the clamp thing with the spring. He should be doing that 12 hours a day. All right, I blew up. I'm sorry.
Strengthening his grip.
God help us all. It just drives me absolutely crazy. All right. There you go. Hell of a deal, huh, boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brad Ryder. Thank you, Randy Shaver, for your help on this Monday broadcast, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
We'll return here before you know it on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace or AC is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey, Minnesota. CJ Ham here. Huddle up for a second. You need someone to go the extra yard when your furnace or AC is out? Give the ball to the certified pros at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been at it for 90 years. Ready? Break.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Are you currently enjoying the show on the Stitcher app? Then you need to know Stitcher is going away on August 29th. Yep, going away, as in kaput, gone, dead. Rest in peace, Stitcher, and thanks for 15 years of service to the podcast community. So switch to another podcast app and follow this show there. Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Well, polish up your dog schlong, because you're about to score. If your job is scoring, you'll never work a day in your life.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Absolutely wonderful. We're back. It's 8:32. You are the best. I'm talking to our listeners. We have the best listeners in town. The funniest, the best. Thank you for checking us out. Oh, I got a text message a few minutes ago. Are you guys going to be at the fair at all this year? Yes, and good question, wonderful, intelligent, hilarious listener. Yes, we will be there Friday from 10 to noon. We're going to pack up shop here as soon as we get off the air Friday. We're going to head out to the fair. We're going to be at our cute little broadcast setup there. Somewhere's over by Sweet Martha's Cookies, over by the Midway. I wish I could tell you the street. I don't know. If you've been to the fair the last few years, you can probably picture where it's at. We're going to be there from 10 to noon on Friday. And if you stop by, you better be ready to buy some merchandise. I don't want to hear any excuses. We're going to have all kinds of T-shirts and hats and such. They're not going to buy themselves.
I'm already thinking about what we're going to get when we're on our way to the booth like we do every year. We usually stop somewhere and grab something.
Yeah.
Well, I know where I used to stop.
I don't want to talk about it. It makes me upset.
I know where I used to stop when we'd walk from our parking spot to the booth for our little Friday Glad Hand merchandise mania event. I would stop at the Spam NATO booth and get myself a Spam sandwich, but they upped and went away a couple years ago.
Oh, did they really? I didn't know that.
We'll have to stop by Juanita's Fajitas. It's like right next to there. My boyfriend works with them, and I guess they're huge fans of the show.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we've made many stops there for sure.
Yeah, one of the guys that I worked with at Red Robin, his aunt is Juanita.
Oh,
get out of town.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
If I had a dime for every swinging D in this town who claimed to be related to Juanita, you're being lied to, Wapple. That's like one of the oldest tricks in the book, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, you hear a lot of people say it. That's for sure.
Everybody knows Juanita, and everyone ran into Tom Cruise in Brainerd. That's what they...
I'm going to use that as a lame claim to fame. I work with a guy who used to work with a guy whose aunt is Juanita from Juanita's Fajita.
Drop that on the person behind the counter and see if you get a discount.
Speaking of Tom Cruise and Brainerd, did you guys see Rooster, the actor who played Rooster, or his name escapes me, was just up in Brainerd the other day?
Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell, yeah.
Rooster?
Oh, wait, no. Rooster.
Oh, no, Glenn Powell isn't Rooster.
No, he's the other guy. Miles Teller.
That's
is
the
one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Hubba hubba.
Yeah, he was
Hanging
up at Zorba's.
I know.
Probably hanging out with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
This is a character from Top Gun?
Yeah, Rooster. Goose's son, Rooster.
Oh, from the recent one. I completely forgot there was a recent Top Gun. Sure. I hear you on that. So we will be there next Friday also, but we'll bother you about that next week. This week, 10 to noon over there. We'll see you. All right. You know what, Ashley? I'm tired of you portraying men as nothing but sex-hungry animals.
You know me.
Just walking hard-ons.
That's all they are.
I've had enough. In fact, I have the results here in my filthy little hands. I have the results of a survey. The one non-sex related thing that every man wants to do. We're not only interested in ass. There are other things that we want to do.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
The one non-sex related thing that every man wants to do.
I'd love to fly a fighter jet, which probably would get me some chicks, to be honest.
Oh, no doubt about it.
I mean, that's not the motivation.
That's great. I always love when you talk about that, Josh. I love your passion for fighter jets and...
Or just being in one would be cool enough.
And that's a great answer.
Flying in one.
That's a great answer. Wow. To be whipping across the sky, however fast they go, probably some 55, 60 miles an hour, something like that, just to be whipping across at that top. Of course, they go faster than that. I'm joking. That's a great answer. I'm trying to think.
And what if they let me hit the missile gun or the missile trigger or something like that? How cool would that be?
You take down a...
a passenger jet?
Well, not a passenger jet.
I screwed that up.
Is the word, did they use the word MiG in the movies?
Well, if it's a MiG, sure.
What is a MiG?
That's the Russian jet. I don't know if they still fly them or
That's
not.
specific to Russians? Okay. Fly a fighter jet. I wonder if anyone could come up with that.
Take down a bogey or two.
A bogey. There you go. That's another. Can anyone come up with anything cooler than that? I don't know.
Blowing stuff up in general would be pretty sweet.
I might have to think about it. Anyone else?
I'm trying to think.
Well, let me get started here.
Dump a couple on us.
Yes.
I'd like to sack a quarterback in an NFL game.
Oh, dude.
It's a very satisfying feeling.
You've never sacked.
Not the NFL guy, not the NFL part, obviously.
Well, but now these days, Josh, you have to be careful that your helmet doesn't touch his helmet.
Well, it'll be my one game.
If it's below the knees, you're going to... but sure, I see where you're going with that. Those are two really good answers.
I wouldn't aspire to go after like Josh Allen. I just went Def Leppard on you. Josh Allen.
Well, no one's asking you to chase a fast quarterback around the field. He's not looking. You put a good lick in on him.
I just want to get one.
You sack the quarterback. You're in the record books. Feel free, by the way, 651-989-9393. A non-sex-related thing that you want to do, Dodes.
I'd like to be good enough to be a pit master as far as barbecuing and whatnot.
I'll put that idea in the garbage. Your first two ideas were so cool.
Ooh, or drive like a NASCAR.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd say like drive a tank, blow something up with a tank.
Maybe
that would be badass.
We had so much fun talking to Ron Capps, the Napa Auto Parts funny car driver last week. And over the weekend, he won his division. Congratulations again to Ron Capps. Yeah, to be behind the wheel of a effing funny car or a top fuel dragster just one time down the track, I would absolutely defecate myself. But that's great stuff, too.
I'd love to know how to knit an Afghan, like with precision, that you've never seen.
Not all of this stuff is just the manliest of manly type. Answer. I mean, non-sex related things that every man wants to do just once, go through green lights all the way home from work.
Oh, that's sweet.
Is this a sign of age, Josh? I get more and more aggravated when that son of a bitchin' light turns yellow and I gotta...
Well, do you ever get to you make two in a row, let's say, two green lights, and then I'm excited, but I don't want to be too excited because I don't want to jinx it?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
That almost never happens for me. When I could... 2 is probably my record.
When I hit that yellow light at the right time where I know it's too risky to keep going and I got to get on the brakes, I make this sound every time.
I feel it.
And I never used to operate that way, but the last couple of years now, it's a massive inconvenience to my busy schedule.
I hate it when it turns yellow and the car in front of me stops, and I totally would have just blown right through it too.
Well,
I'm like, why are you stopping already? You even got a couple seconds after it turns red. You're still good.
Here are some more non-sex related things that dudes want to do. We all want a secret passageway from one part of our house to the other.
That'd be cool. So sweet.
I'd love one of those bookshelf doors, the hidden room.
Yeah, I want a Harry Potter room so bad under the stairs.
Wapple and I tried that. Wapple and I tried that friggin' secret room when we lived together with the bookcase that moved. All I'm going to say is, put the candle back. It didn't work, did it, Wapple?
Never did. Just couldn't get that thing right.
No.
Never since seeing Ghostbusters, too, I've always wanted to have one of those fireman poles in the house, too. Get down to the basement, just going down the pole.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Ooh, yeah, maybe when I was younger, now
Sure.
I'd fall right off the damn thing and break my coccyx.
I always thought like a teleporter would be sweet.
A teleporter?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, so you don't have to drive like 6 hours for a vacation.
Oh,
or
we're
something
talking
like
about
that.
like a space age
magical...
Well, that's a little too much.
Now we're going...
Yeah, we're getting a little ridiculous now.
Yeah, just snap your fingers and you're there.
Secret passageway from one part of the house to the other. Maybe you'd have an elaborate porn room or something that you go to.
I was going to say, there's only one thing that room would get used for.
Oh, well, wait. But
I'd like to have one of those Star Trek doors.
Oh, that would be
Makes
cool.
that noise.
Maybe your passageway can't go to a porn room because that would be sex related. We're talking about non-sex related. Okay, fair enough. Oh, and some of it's very simple. Just watch one ball game with cold beers in total silence.
That's what a lot of my guy friends who are dads, that's what they ask for on Father's Day. Just leave the house, let me have a sandwich and some beers, and watch the Twins.
How often do you get to watch a full program without a sound being made, Josh?
Very
Having
rarely.
Wife and kids and the whole mess you got going.
My favorite move is when someone talks during an important part of whatever it is. And then you rewind it, and then all of a sudden they start talking again. And exactly the part you missed the first time.
Or they have a question about something they missed because they were talking. You know, they're like, well, yeah, you just missed it. They just explained that.
Wow, my boyfriend hates me. That's me for sure.
Or like, this is different, but like at home cutting audio for work.
Oh, sure.
That's like the only time my wife wants to talk to me. I'll be in the middle of listening to something very carefully.
Yep.
To clean something up, and then that's when she comes over and it's like, okay, so on Tuesday I was thinking we could, and it's usually something that easily could wait.
You don't have your headphones on when you're cutting up audio at home?
I do, but she starts talking,
Oh, that's aggravating. What about, would it be too cold-blooded to wear headphones while watching television? Would that be too, I don't know, what's the word?
I do have noise canceling ones. You should try that out.
Can you do that? Can we do the...
Yeah, I hooked mine up.
And if you had your noise canceling headphones on, I'd be like, oh really? It's gonna be like this, huh?
Well, I
wouldn't hear you, so it wouldn't bother me at all.
Would you think of that as disrespectful if your man was just like, look, I'm putting the headphones on, that's it, I'm watching my favorite show?
I guess it depends on the circumstance.
You can save it for after the show. All right, we mentioned explosives. Plenty of guys out there want to be the one to push the plunger down to set off explosives for demolishing a building.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
You would feel like the most well-hung man in town.
Yeah. You're getting laid that night.
I don't understand this one. Again, non-sex related things that every man wants to do. Find out where helicopters are going? I don't understand that.
Oh, when you're watching them in the sky, and you're like, oh, where are they going? What are they doing?
What are they up to?
I've never had that cross my mind once.
Oh,
really?
All the time.
Oh, I'm always wondering.
Even like the Air Force carrier jets. I'm like, oh, what's in there?
Isn't it fun when you're on the road and you accidentally follow where they're going to?
Meaning you get so distracted, you just drive whatever direction they're going?
I guess I'm just like a dumb turkey or something. I just look up and I follow it with my eyes for a while and I don't wonder anything.
Yeah, I go, cool, helicopter. That's about as far as I go.
Dig a hole with an excavator. Dig a hole!
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Crush some cars with a monster truck.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great friggin' answer. God dang. We got to take a break in a minute, but one more here. And feel free to text us, 651-989-9393. Dudes. Chicks, maybe there's something you want to do that's non-sex related. We can get everyone involved. Here's one more for the dudes. Oh, wow. Yeah, win a friggin' kung fu battle against dozens of opponents.
I was just thinking, I'd love to be able to karate chop through 3-4 pieces of wood. I'd love to have that skill.
Yeah, that'd be great, but wouldn't you rather be tossing
take on 4 or 5 guys at the same time?
Like that. What
isolate that.
Kill Bill?
Kill Bill is cute and everything, but that friggin' scene from the Steven Seagal movie where he beats everyone up in the pool hall.
Or even just knowing how to fight as well as John Wick. I just watched the 3rd one again yesterday. That library fight, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Where he kills the dude with the library book?
Yep.
Awesome.
You're listening to the radio. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Believe it or not, dudes have plenty of non-sexual fantasies. That's what we've been covering here on the Programski. One non-sex related thing that every man wants to do. And we'll get there. We'll get back to that topic in just a minute, but this is important. This is also important, I should say. People have been texting saying that the spam booth is back at the State Fair this year.
Yeah, don't even lie like that.
Someone sent me a screenshot of all the places you can get spam at the fair. So it's there, man.
Is it because we complained enough? I hope that's why.
I have a feeling that they didn't make that happen in 13 seconds.
I'll be looking for it. I will. That's very exciting. Thank you for the heads up. It had been gone the last couple of years, 1 or 2 years for sure. That's very good news. Yes. I love spam, and I especially love having it right away in the morning. All right. One non-sex related thing that every man wants to do. Josh came up with some great answers for himself. Fly a fighter jet. Blow something up?
Blow something up. Sack a quarterback in the NFL.
Sack a quarterback in the NFL. Those are good. For myself, I thought of a couple while we were running commercials. Jump my boat.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump my boat.
That would be really cool.
Over another boat, I guess. Whatever's hanging around. I wonder how that would turn out. I'd probably crush my own skull on the windshield and never be heard from again. But I'd like to. How about break a backboard, Josh, with an alley-oop dunk.
Oh. Yeah, being able to dunk.
I mean, just like Shaq used to just tear the glass shatters.
I wish I was one of those people that could fix anything, whether that be a car, computer, home stuff. That'd be awesome.
That's not bad. But one more element to my dunk. It's a little different than maybe what you're imagining. I want my dunk to happen over people who aren't even aware that we're even playing basketball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a group of elderly people are just walking across the court just to get to the other side, and out of nowhere I'm just you know. Have you seen the videos where the guys will set up a basket and dunk on their mother and whatnot?
I love those videos.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dunking over little kids with ice cream cones.
Whatever. Here's a few more examples, and the text machine is trying to catch up. Again, for I don't know how many days in a row, our text machine has been slow, so we apologize if we're not getting to you the way we... Save the home/school/workplace, whatever it may be, from a robbery/terrorist attack single-handedly.
That's
so
a good one.
Sort of like a kung fu battle against dozens of opponents. We mentioned that a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I had that fantasy as soon as I saw Die Hard as a kid.
You wanted to be that guy all alone in the tower with your wife beater on, your feet are full of glass. I see where you're going with that. Listen to some of these answers to non-sex-related things that every man wants to do. Have a partner to enjoy hobbies with. Oh, shut up. Jesus. Right, Josh?
Pretty nice feeling.
14 hours of sleep followed by a buffet breakfast. Not all of it is karate fights and explosions.
Dude, that sounds incredible.
I've been averaging about 14 hours a week lately.
Oof.
Take a glorious and satisfying dump.
I could get behind that.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Shoot the dog that laughs at you if you miss in duck hunt.
Everybody's done that.
Oh, yeah, you try to shoot the dog. Now, some of us have accomplished this already. Non-sex related thing that every man, maybe even some women want to do. Wear a suit of armor and swing a sword. Didn't a couple of us do that a year or two ago?
Ashley did, kind of.
Yep, it was like, it was like medieval fighting, but I didn't get to wear armor, sadly.
You were swinging around a sword.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than you think it is.
That sword looked heavy.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah, the real deal steel.
Oh, those real ones are heavy.
The hardest part was the shield. Trying to operate a shield is rough.
Josh, how do you think you would have fared back in the Dark Ages with the knights and the suits of armor and the shield and the sword?
Not well.
Oh.
He'd be tied to a pole and they'd be throwing tomatoes at him.
That's true.
What?
My head would be on a stake. That'd be one of the warnings.
Or something.
I'd love to be on either end of a police chase, or if I could somehow work it out where I'm at both. You know, if I could do one and then the other.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you'd do all right. I think you'd do better than expected. Lord Joshington of Cubbybrook Manor, I think is what you called yourself at one point when Game of Thrones was really cooking.
Well, that's when I named my beard Beardsley.
Beardsley.
Right around Game of Thrones.
How about this for a non-sex related thing that every man wants to do? Oh, yeah, we've all thought about this, haven't we? Taking a whiz from an extremely high place like the top of the Eiffel Tower or Mount Everest.
There's nothing better than a good satisfying whiz.
Have we all thought about taking a squeege off the top of a...
Mm-hmm.
I've done it off the top of a building. That was kind of cool.
Where did you accomplish this?
That was at Ballard Hall, Morehead State.
What'd you do, whiz off the roof of the dorm?
Yeah, right off the roof.
Oh, my goodness.
Was there a railing, or were you brave enough just to walk right up towards the edge?
I don't remember a railing because we threw a bunch of furniture off the roof, too, and there was no railing.
It's even cooler.
Yeah, see, it's not all sexual-related fantasies for us dudes. We got other things on our mind.
We were just talking about this off the air just now. How great would it be to do a morning radio show in the afternoon?
That's a dream come true. Except for doing the radio show.
Yeah.
But doing whatever you work in the afternoon, that'd be better.
Yeah, that's a fantasy of ours.
What about this one? A wheelie on a motorcycle for miles.
Oh.
I've done a couple, but by accident. I'd love to know how to do one on purpose.
Well, we knew a guy who set records for that, didn't we?
Yeah,
years ago, Jack?
absolutely.
I'd be a little too afraid for that. But that's all good stuff. You never know when your dreams might come true.
I am the law, Jesus mentions, for those that want to dig a hole with an excavator. You can do that at Minnesota Extreme Sandbox. Yeah, I need to get out there still.
God dang it. I knew there was something I was forgetting to ask you about when talking about exploding things and running heavy machinery, digging a hole, driving a bulldozer type of stuff, type of fantasies dudes have. There is a joint where you can do it.
Yeah, Minnesota's Extreme Sandbox.
I thought you had gone out there once or twice.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
Definitely on my list.
Okay. That does sound like something you'd really enjoy.
Yeah, Wapple, so if I was going to do something like that, how far would I dig that hole if I wanted to bury a dog?
6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah,
That's what you recommend?
Take you no time at all.
Happy 67th birthday to Paul from your son Dustin, and then I think Nick has a shout-out.
Yes, a shout-out to Jake. Happy birthday to Jake, a.k.a. Raina's boyfriend. I appreciated meeting Raina a few weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to meet Jake, or we would have had some wild times, but enjoy your 21st birthday.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93 X.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
It's savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning State Fair specials. Savings from $30 on a tune-up all the way up to $950 on a new cooling system. Visit standardheating.com/offers for details on all their State Fair deals.